What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? I can't tell if it's live yet or not. I hope you can hear me. Welcome, everybody. Saturday night. I'm trying another stream from home just to see if I can get it a little bit more dialed in. It's probably going to take me another couple weeks to fully crank in all the correct settings. You can watch me learn how to do this live. Thank you for hanging out with me last night. To everybody that hung out, we were in downtown Denver. We had a little bit of some buffering action and then it smoothed out. The chat chose to restart it. That was the right move. I actually had a lot of fun last night. If you missed the stream last night, go back and watch it. It was fun. What up, Ellie? What up, Magical Maddie, Paul, Subby, Humboldt? When are we streaming in Boulder again, Subby? I'm not sure. I like to do Friday nights. I can't remember which night Michael's. I think Michael's out Saturday. I like to do both. Saturdays are usually a little bit better streaming night in downtown Denver. So Friday night Boulder, Saturday night Denver. Right now I'm trying to still dial in and get over all the setting glitches that I've been having. First of all, it was the electricity that was not cooperating in my office. And then I got that kind of dialed in, and then the settings on my live stream were kind of not being the best, but I think I have it at least a little bit more dialed in than it was last weekend. What up, Beth, Channel, Julie, Dad's Gone Live is in here. What up, Jacob? So yeah, you guys are just kind of watching me live, try to figure it out. Try to get all of the mic settings locked in. I think the last time that I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago that I did a home stream, some of the sound settings on the microphone were too loud, and then people couldn't hear the things that we were watching. Gracie, Jeremy, you should go what's that mean? Oh, do a whisper video. Ooh, how do you do that? I haven't unlocked that setting yet. I don't know how to do that yet. Is the Jeep check engine light fixed yet? Well, anybody that tuned in last night, thank you for the question. Anybody that tuned in last night, I started the stream with the check engine light on. So stressful. And then we had a couple restarts for the buffering. Hey, Zach, thank you, bro. And then had a little bit of a road rage incident. And then that brought on me going to A&W to get some cheese curds. And those cheese curds turned the whole night around. If you were there last night, you know those were magical cheese curds. And then I got like a fourth cup of A&W root beer float. And then we do we do have special guest over here. Let me see if I could get the camera over here. The Bronco game. Linda and I last Saturday, we got to sit super close to the field at the Bronco game. It was really, really, really fun. I'll probably show you those pictures first. I'm a huge fan of this guy that used to wear only a barrel and go to the Nuggets game. Everybody in Denver calls him Barrel Man. Hold on. This is the big Yeti that I take to play pickleball. But this is him, Barrel Man. He's got his horn. He just wore this barrel and nothing else. So you could see his skin underneath, and he'd be rocking just the barrel when it was super cold outside. And so he is like a legendary fan. He passed away. Let me see if I can find these photos. This is what I wore. It's a Denver hoodie. Let me see if I can move this down a little bit. And the reflection in the mirror makes it look a little bit better, but everything is kind of upside down or reversed. I like it a lot. And then down here. Oh, no, you can't see the rest of it, I guess. That's okay. When we walked in, I took a picture from the side because I knew that we were kind of on the 50-yard line looking in. So we're sitting over here, Linda and I. There's a spot right here that's for like wheelchair access, special needs right here, and we were sitting right next to it. Let me see. And these were the actual seats that we had. So this is pre-game. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. Okay, so right here, I think these are all of the helmets of the people that were on the side because I didn't see any of the new. They played the Arizona Cardinals, and this is kind of these helmets were super shiny. I don't know if they were backup or if they were just the people because there were a lot of people over here on the sideline, and you can see this is the very beginning where they're just kind of doing their practicing. I used to remember the kickers being able to kick it a lot further. We used to have a kicker named Jason Elam. He used to kick like a 63-yard field goal. We watched them kick from right here and miss it. I think you should make that 50. Anything kind of inside here, I think you should be making if you're a professional kicker. Or else let me try it because I think I could do it. Fix this spelling on Saturday. Okay, let me see if I can do that. I did start it fast. Hold on. Welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm still trying to fix the spelling. See if I can find it. Hold on. Actually, I'll try to fix it on my phone. Let me see. There's an app called YouTube Studio. Sometimes you can go into that when it's live and change it. And no, let me change it on here. Hold on. A little bit earlier, I was watching the volcano in Hawaii. It's not super active at the moment, but yesterday it was active. People in the stream were telling me to turn it on and watch it. We were busy driving, but I checked it out today. Oh, you're right. I did misspell this. Okay, hold on. Thank you for letting me know. All these things were kind of happening at the last minute right before I started it up, and I did like the very quick spelling on that. It's Kīlauea, right? That looks right. Kīlauea. Just 1 second. Let me fix the rest of these settings while I'm in here. Okay, I think I fixed it. Let's hope I did. Okay, so this is the live look at the volcano. Let me move over here to the corner. This is what it looks like right now. No, this is what it looks like right now. Super smoky. And then here's what it was looking like earlier. This is probably around the time that I was starting streaming. This is on the 22nd. Looks like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. People were probably watching this on the other window while they were watching the stream last night. Lava gushing to the surface. This is a big one. Right now it doesn't look crazy, but I love when it's flowing like this. I could watch this for hours. Just like hot river of magma. See if I can do both of these. Yes. What up, Mike K? SK? Is that the view from your window? Actually, when Linda and I proposed to Linda at Waimea in Oahu, and we took a helicopter ride before that just so I could kind of butter her up a little bit. And we went over one of the volcanoes and we saw some smoking and maybe that was on the other. There's a there's a different island that we did the helicopter tour as well. I'm not sure if that. I don't think it was on Oahu. Oahu's the one where the crater is kind of near, like Diamond Head. That one's not active. It was the one that was a little bit further west. And when you're flying over the volcano, you can see that there was one house that was pretty close. It You could tell that they built it thinking that it was a good enough distance away, and then at some point they had to abandon it. And so as you are flying over, the helicopter pilot gets low and you can see the smoking rocks. You look over and there's just one house. I don't know what's still left in it. It hasn't burned yet. It's far enough away that they thought they would be safe, but they abandoned it. This is what it feels like in Phoenix at 110. It's been muggy here. I think it's been in the 90s. It hasn't been super, like, I can still ride my bike. I can still be outside. Anything in the triple digits, I don't go outside unless I absolutely have to. Ellie eat turtle butt. I may have gone to Baskin Robbins for a free scoop of birthday ice cream. What other birthday stuff do you guys do for free? I always do the Red Robin burger, even though last time I didn't get it. We ordered it and then I couldn't get it to pull up for free, so I paid for it. I always do Red Robin and Starbucks, those two. I don't think I'm registered with anything Baskin Robbins. They don't really have a lot of those here. Everything turned into frozen yogurt shops. Let me see if I can find the bears. Hold on. Actually, this is the live New Orleans cam. This is Earth cam from the top of the balcony. I think this is the street view. I like this one. I need to do a little bit more research, but you see how this individual is dressed in this red dress? A couple weekends ago when we were watching this, there were 3 friends that we saw walk down, and I was commenting on what they were wearing. A lot of people were wearing red dresses. It was like a dress in red festival, specifically dresses, I think. We saw these 3 guys walking together, and I was commenting on them. And then when I was looking later in the news, it said that the 3 individuals were in a crime. I think it was murder. I'm not sure. And then they said they were walking around in the French Quarter. And then I looked at them and I was like, I think those are the people we commented on. They walked straight through here and they were right here when we saw them. Oh, this dude's smoking a blunt right here too. I was in New Orleans in January, and there were a lot of people that would just kind of roll up with a cooler and have liquor. So they'd like pour you shots and then sell you liquor cheaper than the bars would. They have Patron and different stuff that they'd pour into like a little red solo shot glass. But then they also had a bunch of kids selling weed, selling pre-rolled joints, uh, bags of weed, other things, just right out in the open. It's not legal there, but they were doing it anyway. 79 degrees. Let's see if I can get the chat to be underneath me on this side. Oh, yeah. So there's a couple different ways that I can pull the chat up. One of them is through OBS, which is the software that I'm using to stream right now. There's a way to pull it up, but I like being able to see these icons. Like I know for sure it's turtle butt when I see this yellow turtle with the huge eyes. Sonia, I don't think I've ever done a free deal for my birthday, but I don't like having a bunch of apps on my phone. So what you need to do is this goes for anybody, set up a Gmail account that's just for birthday stuff, that you don't check all the spam and whatever. Just call it Jeremy Eats for Free on his birthday. It's something that you know for sure isn't going to be taken. Maybe something with a lot of numbers. and then that save all the info, save your login info, and keep that note in your iPhone, and then just put everything on it. Enter every contest there. Check it once a month if. But all you really need, like let's say that it's your birthday and you go to Red Robin, and hypothetically you could do this 12 times. You could have one set up for every month and get a free burger. Let's just use Red Robin. You could do that every single month. I don't think they would catch on unless you look like you have a big pink mohawk and you don't tip well. Maybe they'll catch on. But that's what I do for my Starbucks. For I think Denny's gives you something for free. Is that still a thing? I'm pretty sure it's Denny's. Maybe even Perkins will hook you up. Humboldt 707, what up? Who was in here last night? The cruise downtown last night was super fun. I don't know what it was, but the people watching was like, mwah. This is good people watching. New Orleans, because a lot of people that are on vacation from Louisiana, Texas. This dude's wearing fishnet shirt right here. It's right next to the water, so it's super muggy. Panda Express does birthday. Okay, I'm going to add that. I'm definitely going to sign up for a Panda Express birthday. Even though the quality just keeps getting lower with Panda. I think the best thing they have at Panda is the cream cheese wonton. It's not the crab rangoon. They didn't put any fake crab in it, which is great for me, but their cream cheese wonton, I think, is the best thing on the whole menu. It's the only thing I think is worth the money. I usually get either the orange chicken or Beijing beef. I think Culver's does too. Oh, I'm going to look into that. I hope Culver's does. That A&W that I was at last night, that's one of only 3 or 4 places that I know that does cheese curds still. I wasn't happy with Panda Express last time I went. I always eat, no matter what, I always eat the fortune cookie. Usually Linda will crack it open and just read what her fortune is, but I always end up eating the cookie. I think it's just because that used to be a privilege for me when I was a kid. I still like it. No matter what, I'm not unhappy with the fortune cookie taste. A lot of things are like Linda and I will do a mobile order and then I'll go to pick it up. Sometimes they pre-make it. Sometimes, like if it's McDonald's, I don't know how much time before you get there. I think you can schedule what time you pick it up, but there's some places that make it as you show up there so that it's still fresh. And there are some places like Panda that I think make it right away. They tell you it's going to take 15 minutes. They make it right away and then just let it sit there. That's not great. Unless you live close, that's really not the best way to do it. Let's see what it sounds like on this cam. Oh no, I don't. They're playing copyright music. So the last live stream we did from home, I did get a copyright strike. I think it was because we were watching those clip videos, and sometimes they play like rock music or other music. This thing is so crazy. I think this is better than Fireplace Screensaver. Beats being hungry and driving through McDonald's and not finishing any of it, even the shake. When I go again, that's called denial. Sometimes Linda and I use the app. So in the McDonald's app, it will say Colorado Rockies hit a double, get a free double cheeseburger with purchase, get a free double cheeseburger with $1 purchase. So we'll buy like one cookie that's $1.59 and then get a free burger and a cookie for $1.59. And then we both have the app, so we'll do, sometimes it'll be she gets free fries with any purchase. So she'll purchase something very cheap. That's usually what we do. We'll look at the Wendy's app. We don't go to Chick-fil-A as much because it's just so expensive. I love Chick-fil-A, but it got way too pricey. Red Robin birthday meal is good. When I do a mobile order, I submit 7 to 10 minutes after hubby leaves to get it. That's smart. McDonald land shake is nectar. That's a good idea. Usually when Linda does a mobile order, she'll send me the details and then it will let me see like how or when the exact order was placed. Here's the date on this. So this was yesterday. That looks so cool. It's like a wave of lava. Who Hot gives buy one, get one on your birthday. Interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I wanted to see what... there's a live cam of bears. Let's see if I can find it. This is probably one of my favorite current live cams, other than the one that is the squirrels that were just born. I like that one a lot too. But this one, you can always see the bears not only fishing and eating, but you can see them like bathing at the same time. And sometimes there's like 10 bears all in the water. It's pretty cool. I haven't gotten into... The only time that we've ever done Grubhub or Uber Eats, it's when we have some kind of a deal. It's like your first order's free or your first order is $20 off. And then again, we just make a new Gmail account, put it on one of your burner birthday meal accounts, and then you're a new customer, place the order, and then use that $20 or the free order. Never use it again. We've done that a couple times. They send us like a little credit card in the mail that has the code on it. And then I'm like, do I want to create a new email for this? And then usually it's yes. To get a free dinner, yes. I get free Chick-fil-A offers on my app all the time, either breakfast sandwiches or chicken nuggets. So I think last time I checked, Chick-fil-A had a free... They were trying out 3 different breakfast sandwiches, and they were giving you a free one every day, and it was a different one every day for a while. I think that was last week. I think it was mid-August that was happening on mine. We've never ordered for delivery in our house. Do you live out in the country? Delivery's the best. We usually go pick up our pizza now. So we pick up a couple other things on the way back, but I used to do pizza delivery, and now I don't do it as much. We'll just go pick it up on whatever errand we're returning from. Okay, I want to show you a couple more videos from the Bronco game. So this is the mascot. His name's Miles. Because Mile High Stadium, 5,280 feet in the air. So his name's Miles. I have a couple of videos on here that I'll show you. When you see the lines on the screen, it's not happening like that when you're there. It's just the iPhone not loving the way that the screen is, but the screen there is so cool. And one of the favorite parts for me, you get there early and they have 4 people jump out of an airplane, and then they switch the stadium cameras, and it's all of the views of the people that are skydiving, and then you can see their view as they circle into the stadium, and then one by one they land and like run across the field. I have a video of it on here. Let me see. Hopefully you can't hear that. They play Thunderstruck. Oh, I need to turn that down. That's still like the track that they pick that they think is going to get people the most pumped up. AC/DC. Okay, so all 4 of them are hovering around in the air, And then one by one will just do like really extreme drops until he ends up running on the field. And then the next one will go. They space it out a lot. Here's how it looks from the ground. And this is before the players come out onto the field. This is the big Bronco that's on top. And then think about the third quarters. They have a lot of fireworks at Empower Field. And whenever there's like a touchdown or something big happens, they kind of do fireworks all around the outside. Third quarter, I think that's when people are like their energy's waning. And so they have the mascot Miles on top with a huge flag waving it around. They have big like fire cannons at the top. This is a dude waiting for the people to land. Okay. Hopefully you can see a little bit of this video. I'll see what's playing on the music for this. So it doesn't look like this. It's beautiful. It doesn't look wavy and grainy like that. This is all from my iPhone. A lady fell, chute not opening, into a dry lake bed outside of Reno years ago and survived. I'm sure she broke everything, but I don't remember. I remember some video where it was a bride and a groom, and they were both skydivers. I think the story was, I'm gonna have to look it up. I think the story was the guy pulled his chute and it opened, and he just watched his fiance go all the way to the ground and hit the ground. And I believe she lived. And I think the story was she broke almost everything, like a lot in her face, just very broken, as you can imagine, just jumping out of a plane and bouncing and living. Did Linda enjoy the game? I think she did. She was really interested in the horse that ran across a bunch of times. She liked the Bronco cheerleaders a lot. She liked the fireworks. Not only was Miles the mascot doing a lot, but then the other Colorado mascots were out there for, I think it was during halftime, they had a flag football show. And the Denver Nuggets mascot, Rocky, not the old Rocky, the one that's suing Mile High, or he's suing the family that owns the Nuggets for wrongful termination. He was there. It wasn't the original guy that's usually there, but he was there. And this mascot called Toasty, which was Linda's favorite. And the Broncos won this game. They've played 3 preseason games. They've won all 3. They looked really good. And this was kind of our bench, like our tryout players, and they were good. And then this is right before the Broncos ran out onto the field. And the main quarterback, his name's Bo Nix. He didn't throw anything. He did during the first game, and he didn't do very well. And then they did the backup quarterback second and third game, and he did really well. And we were sitting right here. So third row. Here, if I move my face. This is the first row. This is the second row, and we were right here, right in the third row. Not the first, not the second, right here. And so the people in the first row here, these kids were like leaning over. They were giving them hats to sign. The players were signing it. We could see the horse run back every time. The horse would run all the way down the field, and then we'd see it come back. This is the view from the field. People were asking us how we liked the game. Linda liked it a lot. We were just so close that the view looked like we were watching it on TV. We were right there. I guess I could have played this. Probably the closest I've ever been to a pro football game. Like we were just right behind the players. Not on the Bronco side, on the Cardinals side. And so you can see right there, there's a section right next to us that was like the handicap section or like special accommodations section. Right here, we're parallel with that. I think these are the best seats there. They put them right at the 50. We were just off the 50 a little bit. And then Linda thought this guy looked like a Scars guard right here. She's like, why does that guy look so familiar? This dude. So this is why I showed you my Yeti. This is Barrel Man. It was a guy in a big blow-up suit. So they immortalized the fan that used to wear just the barrel to the games. And the guy inside was like getting wild in it, like wiggling all around. And this, I think this is during the flag football thing. The stadium was beautiful. Okay, this is the halftime show. This is when they were showing the mascots that were going to be playing flag football. This is who Linda likes, Toasty. Sorry, I was talking over that. This is Linda's. So this is my favorite mascot. This is Rocky's, the Denver Nuggets mascot. Barrel Man, he's up there. Miles is pretty good. But this is Toasty right here. See him gyrating inside, because everything that he did had a little bit of a lag, so he was like getting wobbly in there. And they played against little kids. They played flag football, and the kids beat them up. Oh, this is the first time I noticed he's wearing Crocs. He's wearing big horse Crocs. The other night, Linda and I saw some dog walking, and the dog had Crocs on. I didn't know Miles had Crocs. Those look cool. I don't think I have. Let me see if I have footage of them. I don't think I have footage of them playing. This is when I was talking about them being up on top. They had a bunch of fireworks, and then you look all the way up on top of the stadium, and they were standing at the very top. But you can see it right here. Oops, sorry. Okay, when I zoom out, you can see how high they are. The horse is on the top of the Jumbotron, and they were up here. So the fireworks went all around, and then all of a sudden there was like a fire burst on this side. They shut it off so they didn't grill these two. And then they're at the top waving the big Bronco flag at the top. Pretty cool. I'm trying to see what quarter this was. But Broncos 27, Cardinals 7. I think that might have been the ending score too. Something pretty close to that. But yeah, we did have really good seats. And that was the other blessing too, was that I never would have been able to be in those seats if it was a regular season game. At a lot of NFL games, I think people that live in these cities, they go like they live in California, they are from Chicago, they go to see the Bears play. They're from Denver, they're in LA, they go to see the Chargers play the Broncos or something. There's a lot of fans from the other teams that come, and the tickets get super pricey. I'm talking like 500 each for the seats that we were in, and we got both of those seats for like 120 because it was preseason and because I got them so long ago. I think I got them in April or something like that. Right when they announced the schedule, I think the season ticket holders that buy it, maybe they pay 6,000 for the tickets or whatever it is, and then they're like, "Okay, I'm going to sell these games that I don't want to see to help get that money back." So we got really lucky. I was looking for something that was super close because I wanted to help keep Linda engaged and just make it special since it's her first game. But we both had a lot of fun. Here's the last video I'll show. This is how close we were.
Can I get you to sign some? You're a killer. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging me.
Did you hear? This is the first time I watched this. There's audio from the guy. So if you're at a sporting event and somebody gets a hot dog or a beer in the very middle, sometimes the whole row has to pass it down. And this lady like waved her hand. She's like, "I want 4 Modelo's." And then the guy was like, "Oh, okay." And he puts everything down, this like super heavy thing of canned beer and ice. And then he yelled back, "I only have 1 Modelo." And she's like, "Okay." And then he's trying to tell her the other, "I have a couple Coors, I have whatever." And they're like communicating back and forth, but she's all the way over here. We're all trying to watch the game, but we're like a part of this because she's handing down the ID, her driver's license. I'm passing it. Linda's passing it to him. Pass it back to her. Then all of a sudden, he's got the little thing with the credit card. She passes down the credit card. And I think what you're hearing on here, she was ignoring him because she was watching the game like all of us were. This is right in the middle of the play. And he's like yelling to her. And then he goes, "Thank you for acknowledging me." It was like very.
Yo, Simmy!
Right here.
Can I get you to sign some? You're a killer. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging me.
He said, "Thank you for acknowledging me." Like he was right in the middle. He couldn't go sell anything else until she completed her transaction. It was taking like a minute 30. And then all of a sudden, her card got declined. And then they had to do even more. Thank you so much, Donald Fielding. Respect fearless leader and all the homies, G-men in the house. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you, Donald. We're watching some highlights from the football game that Linda and I went to last weekend. I'll show you one more. This is how dope these seats were. We had like the football TV cameraman's view. I don't think I should. Oh, yeah, maybe I did. The screen is amazing. There's really not a bad seat at a lot of these arenas because they just have such huge screens. So you can see all the replay. The players will look up if there's like a penalty or something. The players will look up and see if it's legit or not on the huge cam or a huge screen. Same thing inside Ball Arena. They have the coolest screen in there. Not as cool as Intuit, the one in Inglewood, but super nice. Crystal, what's up? Donald Fielding, thank you again. Daniel, now I understand. I've seen them, but I've never tried. Did you guys see when we were over by the clubs last night? This kid got out of an Uber. I say kid, but he was probably like a high schooler. He got out of the Uber and he had like a big stuffy, like a My Little Pony under his arm. I keep seeing that more and more where people are wearing their Labubus on their belt buckle. It's I don't know if it's a flex that they found them because I guess they're hard to get, like Beanie Babies at the start of the craze, but like probably dudes in their 20s with a big stuffed animal hanging off their belt buckle. I think Labubus are ugly. They're like they have like demented looks on their. The ones I've seen are like spooky horror show faces. But this dude got out with like a straight up My Little Pony, like a big one. The Labubus that I've seen are like this, like a shoe size. This kid got out with like a Squishmallow size pillow. Mall of America is getting a Labubu store. Now that you said that, I want to look up Mall of America video. Linda and I went there. So I lived in Minnesota for a little bit when I was growing up. Linda and I went there, and she was really liking the Lego stuff. If you've never been there, it's a sight to see. Here, I'll make myself a little bit smaller. This channel here, this is called Fabulous Travels. Let me see what their audio is like. Yeah, we can't do their audio. This channel is called Fabulous Travels. I just wanted you to see like the scope. When you're looking up, I think it's 5 levels, but you get a workout just trying to see everything, which you probably won't. If you just wanted to stand in front of every store, that would take hours. But as you can see, a lot of shops have like their big store there. Lego does, M&M, Nickelodeon. Just because they have so much room. There's a roller coaster right here. Mutant Masher. I've never seen that. Shredder's Mutant Masher. They have an aquarium underneath the mall. And so you stand on like a moving escalator, but it's flat. And they have a really cool aquarium underneath the mall. If you ever go, I recommend doing that. When I lived there in the 90s, like 96, I lived in Woodbury for a little bit. This little thing right there, I think. So I think that's the end of the roller coaster. Yeah, this drop right here. This drop is where they take your picture. And when I was living there, somebody was scared. Like that's the final drop, and it's like a big drop. And then they take your picture as you're scared right before you go down. Some kid got scared and tried to get out right at the very top, and he jumped out, and it took his picture of him like jumping out. I think of that every single time I see this thing. I'm just like, what a PR nightmare and just everything nightmare. Look how tall it is. Yeah, we can't do their audio. It's super smooth. Like imagine having like soap shoes or like a skateboard and just floating around in here. I know they let people run in the Mall of America really early in the morning. Like use it as a track and run around the different levels. Or they used to. I don't know if they still do that. All right, this is what I wanted to see. The Lego Land area. This is all made out of Legos. Pretty much everything in here. Not the... Oh, I thought she was going to go in there. Let me see if she actually goes in there. Okay, this looks like the Lego exhibit from above, maybe. All Legos. And then it will say in the corner how many hundreds of thousands, millions of Legos went into that. Oh, yeah, and the movie theater's upstairs. Whoa, a Lego helicopter right there. And it's always changing. That's one of the things that I like. Ooh, A&W right here and Long John Silver's. Get some Hush Puppies and some cheese curds. Skip Panda. kind of burger? Looks like Johnny Rockets. I can't tell. Can you guys tell what that is? Yeah, I think that's Johnny Rockets. It's epic. If you ever get the chance to go check it out, do it. It used to be mini Knott's Berry Farm in the middle. Yeah, it kind of still is. They have a hotel in there. They have a big water park, like a wave pool, I think. And when you look at the directory that shows the different shops that are there, it's everything. Everything you've ever heard of pretty much represented. They have room for it. I like going into malls just to see this kind of stuff, like the art and like the design of this is really cool. Do you guys remember the story about the guy that was living above the mall? Let's see what mall that was. Oh, this says this is a trailer for a movie about it.
Apartment inside Providence Place Mall going undetected for years. We all hated the mall when it went up, right? Nobody.
So this is a trailer. It says it's the official trailer for Secret Mall Apartment. The hilariously unbelievable true story began the urban legend about a group of friends who created a secret apartment above the busy Providence Mall in the early 2000s. Executive producer Jesse Eisenberg. I think that's the real nerdy looking kid. That's the only way I know how to describe him.
We wanted that to happen.
Shortly after, a developer comes in and says, I'm going to knock down your home.
I just had this idea. Oh, we should live in the mall.
It seemed like a very absurd fantasy and perhaps a great challenge. When the mall was being built, I saw a space that I could not figure out what it would be used for. We went looking for that anomaly in the architecture, and we snuck ourselves in there, and we took out our flashlights.
It looked like he had a couple half-gallon bottles of water. They probably used that for their toilet on the way out, too.
There it was. It started the conversation immediately.
We need to develop this underutilized space.
There was a real necessity to build a wall there.
It was like 5,000 pounds of cinder blocks.
It's important to emphasize there's this underlying sense of dread that we're going to get caught at any time.
Not in Minnesota. It says Providence Place Mall.
So what is it? Is it a prank? Is it a work of art? Is it a social experiment?
It was like this alternate universe that's within the real world.
It talks about gentrification, capitalism, everything being commodified.
The apartment was the side project to the other stuff.
We were like a little elite strike force team of empathetic artists.
Motown. My sister and I brought our Troll Dolls hat, Mall of America, or bought our Troll Dolls hat. Sorry, I'm reading it on my little phone here. This is how I'm reading it. Hold on, I'll show you. My sister and I bought our Troll Dolls hat, Mall of America, when I was in the 5th grade. That's awesome.
Such a magic thing to take a space from the mall.
Holy smoke.
I'm not sure if that's going to be good or not. It's going to be a good idea. I don't know if they can pull it off. when we were watching that last clip, he like jumped onto my leg with his claws and started trying to like Spider-Man up. You just missed his big yawn. There was a movie when I was growing up. I don't know if I can play the music from it. It was called Dark Days. Has anybody ever seen this? The music is amazing. One of my favorite DJs, his name's DJ Shadow. He did a lot of the music for this. This is about a group of people that live underneath the subway systems in New York. If you ever get the chance, definitely check this out. From Felzu, pro tip, Maverick has IBC root beer on tap. Awesome. I will keep that in mind. My favorite root beer right now is Bucky's root beer. It's old-fashioned vanilla root beer. If you're ever on I-25 going toward Fort Collins, stop at Bucky's, get 79-cent vanilla root beer. Huge. But I'm going to try that. Thank you so much, Felzu. Mavericks. I like IBC. One of my favorites is called Henry Wernhardt's draft style root beer. All right, this is the trailer. It's called Dark Days.
When I first came down in the tunnel, it looked dangerous, man. It looked real dangerous. Because even in the daytime, it was dark. And, like, I was scared.
I think the first time I saw this was on IFC. It was back when cable channel had IFC channel. That used to be the best channel. And I remember watching this late night. I think it came out in 2000. They would show it on IFC in like 2001.
I said, somewhere down the line, it can't be bad as it is up top. Because out in the street, you had kids fucking with you, you had the police fucking with you. I mean, anybody can walk by you while you're sleeping on the bench and bust you in the head. At least down in the tunnel, you ain't gotta worry about that. Because ain't nobody in their right mind gonna come down there. So you ain't got to worry about nobody coming down there messing with you. But they not. They gonna be too scared to come in there.
And so the documentary was about them finding different ways to get power, like they would run extension cords down from different spots. And the people that lived down there for long periods of time, they would make their own little apartments. And so in the documentary, they go into like several different apartments where people make it look like a studio apartment, clean. They have lights, they have stuff on the walls, they have TV, they have a couch. And they're just like slowly accumulating more and more things. Oh man, that's all they showed. Oh, you can actually rent it right here on YouTube. Watch with Fandor. Let's see how much it is to buy. $4.99 to rent it in high def. Kind of worth it. The soundtrack alone is worth it. It's in black and white, so don't adjust your TV if you actually watch it. You like the Bears stream? I do too. This is kind of my... When I have nothing going on, this is usually what I have in the background. Because the camera angle switches a lot. Did you see how much was on his head? Like, it always trips me out to see all of the bugs that are on these bears. The flies and the bugs. Look at that. That's all those little things, I think. You'll see him moving. Well, no, I think that's probably the wetness off of his fur. But watch all the little teeny flies and whatever flying around. See all these little bugs? You can see them here. That's the worst part about camping for me, is they always know that I'm bringing like the super rare, delicious foods that they haven't had. They could smell it. And so you just always have all these little bugs hovering around you. This bear looks old right here. I'm going to try to get the chat on the left-hand side. Hold on. Sonia, what's your favorite thing to do at Mall of America? Like if people were going to go there for the first time, what would they for sure not want to miss? When I lived there in the 90s, uh, they had a strict curfew. You couldn't be a minor there. I think it was after 9 p.m. because a lot of parents would just let their kids go there and they wouldn't pick them up. They'd just stay there till the mall closed. And so I remember being in high school and having like Paul Blart style mall cops coming up and saying, "Hey, where's your ID?" And they would ID you to make sure that you weren't a minor. I'm pretty sure they have a little mini jail there at Mall of America. Oh, yes. Wait, I'm going to try to turn this up just a little bit. This bear looks old. That other bear was looking old too. The energy in the face is like. That almost looks like it's almost looking like the bear from Showbiz Pizza that we were watching last home stream. This bear's like, maybe he just ate a bunch of fish. The entertainment level and the shows in the rotunda. Yeah. What's your favorite restaurant in Mall of America? Well, this bird's getting close over here. Hold on, I'm going to try to rewind it to a couple of these highlights. Look at this. Is he going to jump it? Oh, it looks like he wants to jump. Bro, how do you know what's right here, though? He's totally going to jump it. What do you guys think? I bet he came over from the side. Actually, let's reverse it and see how he got up there. Oh, did you see that fish? Oh, that's why he's standing there. He knows that's a good spot for poaching the fish. Jeez. Oh, he just tapped one. They're just jumping right into his mouth. Oh, you missed that. Oh, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I wonder if he's going to catch one. When I'm in my office just cleaning up or like getting something ready behind, I love to just leave this on. Look at his little tail right here. I don't know if that's a tail. I don't think it is. Probably salmon. That's a good guess. What up, Mike? Seagulls. Every opportunity. This is at Katmai National Park and Preserve. I'm going to try to go even further back. See how that guy got up there. And that's another reason that I like this live stream. So many different angles. Yeah, I'll make myself smaller. Man, I think this is the old one we were looking at before. Or maybe a lot of them are old. Maybe this is like a preserve, and so they're like, this is the retirement community for them. Ellie, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted subs. Mav and Kristen got one. Jeff B, what up, Jeff? Marianne Bradshaw got one. Big Choo Choo. Ellie, thank you so much. Happy birthday month to Ellie. I think maybe Amanda said it was her birthday this month too. Happy birthday to everybody that has an August birthday. Thank you so much, Ellie. Is that a tail? Yeah, just like a little dumpling tail right there. Oh, he just bounced on something. And here's the name of this. Hold on. So you can look it up. Right there. Brooks Fall. Oh, he just jumped on something. Brooks Fall Katmai National Park, Alaska. See these controls down here? You can use these to speed things up, slow it down. My favorite feature is right here, flip horizontal. So sometimes when we watch things, I'll flip it like this. Maybe you'll see the the thing get flipped, just to kind of help me just this much more with avoiding copyright. Like for this, it doesn't matter. It does not matter that it's flipped at all. That's a cool feature. This is, here, I'll speed it up. Ooh, that's probably the way to watch these too. Oh, this bear looks so old. How long do bears live for? Trout, let them all out. Jeremy, my favorite restaurant used to be Rainforest Cafe, but I think it's closed down now. They have amazing chocolate stores too. I remember going to Hollywood. What's the one that Bruce Willis used to own? Hollywood Cafe, something like that. It was the one that Bruce Willis and a couple other celebrities owned. It was like 2 or 3 people. The food was not that great. That was a hot thing at the time. So was Rainforest, and then Hard Rock Cafe. In the 90s, like late 80s, 90s, Hard Rock Cafe was like super hard to get into. They have one on Hollywood Boulevard still. Cold salmon is the absolute best. R.A. Clark next weekend. Happy early birthday. Oh, nice. R.A. Clark, nice. Is Amanda in the chat? I think Amanda left a comment that said that her birthday was this month too. Okay, hold on. I'm going to switch it up. This is live in Massachusetts. This looks like a little outdoor. Oh, no. That's like a water treatment facility or something. Resorts, casino, hotel, 68 degrees. This cam's always dirty. In the daytime, it looks good. At night, it looks pretty dirty. This is Huntington, California. I've been on this live cam before. I walked out and let everybody see me on live stream. It's pretty far down. Like this is about the halfway mark on the pier, I think. Actually, this looks like the halfway mark. Catch the golden hour. I do miss hanging out late night, especially Newport Beach Pier. There's lots of fishermen out there, having them show me what they're using as bait. What is this right here? Oh, it's a surfer. Oh, night surfer at Huntington. Do you see that? Wait. Did you guys see that right here? I'm going to rewind it. We'll see how far you get out there. Oh, it's not letting me rewind it. There's a setting that you can either let people have DVR or not let people have DVR. Oh, here he is right here. Let's see if he catches. The waves are usually nicer closer to the pier, kind of like pulls it out. All right, he's sitting there looking. He's going to turn and come this way. I'm going to see what audio they have. They have nothing. Here's a fisherman right here. Oh, right here. Don't feed the sharks at night. Hey, Jeremy, did you try those shrooms? The shrooms are right here. I haven't tried them yet. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. A lot of people were saying we don't like to be out in public when we eat shrooms. I concur. I like to be at home. Snacks already, whatever I'm watching, prepared. Probably tomorrow. It'll be magic mushroom pizza night over here. Oh no, he's swimming off camera. Oh, he's gonna turn on this one. I'll change it after he catches one. There's a couple big ones coming in. No. He's just letting his little feet dangle in there. Hors d'oeuvres for something. One Fly Vet, great 12 months. Thank you for introducing me to Sacksquatch. That's awesome. One Fly Vet, thank you very much. After this dude catches the wave, we'll check out some sax. He's right here. Oh no, he's going to catch it and just go right off screen. I'm going to pull that up and see if we can listen to a little. The people that introduced me to Sacksquatch, Shannon Hansen from the chat. And then the first time I ever went in there, I saw Turtle Butt in there. I was like, hey, I recognize that icon. Okay, I found it. I still am committed to seeing if this guy can catch one. Ooh, that would have been nice right there. He's getting it. There he is. He tried. He's still just right here. Oh, he's going to go for the rebait wave. Usually it's just, you'll be sitting there and it's dead. And then all of a sudden it'll start to like, oh. And then once you feel the rollers coming, then you get up and then it will just kind of simmer down again. Just be dead for a while like this. That's a nothing. And you can see there's nothing coming in. It's just kind of chill. All right, this is what he was saying. Sacksquatch, 344,000 subs. That's good. This is the live stream right here. There's 14 people watching. I'll try to just play a very little. Okay, I'm going to drop something in the chat.
Columbus, Ohio, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Detroit, Indianapolis, Livingston, Kentucky, Chicago, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Des Moines, Peoria, Kansas City, Chattanooga, Greenville, South Carolina, Atlanta, Charleston, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Carmel,
oh, they're not showing it yet.
Get tickets right now. Let's party.
Yeah, I'm going to rewind it.
Check my link.
Super copyrighted music. That's probably why he doesn't shut down the live stream. As soon as he shuts down the live stream, it's just going to be all the emails of all the copyright strikes. Well, I don't know. Maybe him playing saxophone over the song makes it uncopyrightable.
as well. Also made a Spotify playlist for you with my songs and stuff. And I just really appreciate it. It feels so good.
My comment is right here underneath.
I believe in you, I really do. And I hope we get the boogie down together. Let's go.
Bindi, what up? Bindi, have you ever seen this guy before? So this is the name of the channel. Sacksquatch. These videos are okay. It's kind of looping just like what we saw. He's reading off the tour dates of where he's going to be. Oh, this is a cool video. Excuse me.
Yo, if you're feeling good, give me a yeah in the comments.
He's live streaming like in the middle of Colorado or something right here. Oh, I definitely can't play that. Yeah, he was playing like super copywritten music right there. It sound like Usher. Yeah, we're not playing that. Here's a live show. Shannon Hansen was trying to get me to go to one of these shows because he came to Denver. It's him playing saxophone over these really popular songs. That's why I can't play much of it. Tony Brown, thank you so much. What up, Jeremy? Do a live DJ set sometime this fall. That's a good idea. We're in the talks for a possible Christmas party. I think that will probably happen in California. Stay tuned for that. Maybe you'll see me play some music at the Christmas party. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, man. But this is his live show. Ooh, I want this laser right here. I mean, pretty smart. He's just playing saxophone over music that's already good and adding lasers. That's a $1 million idea right there. And then his live stream. Yeah, there's only 14 people watching it, but
just stay in touch,
it's dope.
To the West Coast in the spring and other places as well.
I mean, this is basically just a big billboard for his tour dates. He plays a song or two, and then he's like, "I'll be in Chattanooga, West Hamptons." He just starts reading the cities.
To be able to share this beautiful thing with y'all. Going to Columbus, Ohio, Grand Rapids, Detroit, Indianapolis, Kentucky, Chicago.
Here's my comment right here.
Minneapolis, Des Moines, Peoria, Kansas City, Chattanooga, Greenville, Atlanta, Charleston, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Carborough, North Carolina.
Bindi, member for 28 months in my gallon. Thank you so much. You love the sax, the late night sax. Thank you so much. What up, Bindi? Appreciate that. 28 months is a long time, especially in my gallon tier. Thank you for doing that. So yeah, check him out. Sacksquatch. I'm going to check in on my kittens. This is live. Wow. There's a couple different times that we've seen them all spread out like this. Whoops. Hold on. It says I have 86 tabs open right now. So this is Explore Kittens Baby Kitten Cam. I'm going to rewind it to when they were active. Oh, this one has a diaper on. Usually that means they've had some kind of... Okay, I'll move my camera. Oh, you can't see that. This one's got a diaper on right here. Oh, this is a tuxie. Usually that's after they've had some kind of a surgery, or maybe they had like a bowel surgery. There was a lady that I knew. She lived in Huntington Beach. She took care of a couple dogs that were special needs pups. And one of them was paralyzed from the waist back, and he had a little like chariot that he would run in. But she had to like squeeze the back of his body, and that's how he would poop. And so the rest of the time, he kind of had one of these diapers on, just in case. He just had no control over his bowels at all. Hold on, let me clear a bunch of these tabs. This is what the, let me make sure it's live. This is the current view of the volcano in Hawaii. Sax was my first instrument, Donald Fielding. I used to roll around and play music, especially in Orange County late night. And one night I asked the chat if anybody had a saxophone that they would lend me. And Mama Hill from the chat said, "Oh, I have a spare one. I haven't gotten it yet, but I still remember you offering that, and I still want it. So Mama Hill, please save that saxophone for me." This is the current view of the volcano. But this is what it looked like last night when it was really firing. And look at the flow down here. Like, just pick one area to look at, and then watch how fast it's going. Just changing the landscape.
From a satisfying up-close video of lava pouring into the ocean to the interesting...
This is different things getting in the way of lava.
moment, a can of ravioli was swallowed whole during an eruption in Hawaii. Here are
this channel's called Underworld.
Incredible lava flows ever caught
the 5 most incredible lava flow videos.
The Hawaiian Islands are known for their beautiful beaches and excellent surf. However, if you find yourself swimming near Mount Kīlauea...
Has anybody in the chat ever tried this? I really need to try this on my next vacation. It looks like so much fun. I just need to pick a day when there isn't a strong wind. I've seen some really horrible videos of people like catching a huge gust and going way too high.
Kīlauea, aka the most active volcano on Hawaii's largest island.
People also snowboard with those. They'll put up a parachute, pull it, and then have a snowboard underneath. And when they dip down on the snow, snowboard, and then pull themselves up, just do like the most unbelievable jump launch.
You might find yourself in hot water, literally.
Wow.
One swimmer got up close and personal with one of Mount Kīlauea.
This is just making the island right here. You're just watching the island forming in real time.
As many vents. They kept the camera rolling as lava poured into the ocean and were thankfully wise enough not to touch it, as tempting as it may have been.
Have you guys ever seen, so I think the guy that I watched in this video, he wet his hand. So his hand was super wet. He like dipped it in water, and then he was slapping the lava. Let's see if I can find it. And then it was something about like just in that split second, the barrier of water around his hand. Like this guy, he's going to do it. So he just dipped his hand in water, boom, and he's slapping the molten lava. And because he has that barrier of water, it's not doing anything to his hand. You can see it's kind of like a little barbecue charred. Isn't that crazy? How do you discover that? Like, what makes you want to just start spanking lava?
Field lying on the ground. These volcanoes form from constant streams of thin lava pouring along the sides.
We used to study rocks in elementary school, and they would have these examples of obsidian, volcanic rock, and they would show how you could just chip it and make it super sharp. A lot of these areas are very, very sharp. You're walking on them with your hiking boots. Your boots are getting cut up.
When it cools, it creates another layer. On the outskirts, you can find Kīlauea lava pouring out into the ocean, as seen in this video.
I have it flipped.
Imagine you're enjoying a calm day in your backyard in Hawaii when, all of a sudden, the ground starts to shake. Then, lava pours over your fence like an intrusive neighbor, incinerating everything in its path. This was the reality for residents of Leilani Estates on Hawaii's Big Island when Mount Kīlauea
Look at it just creeping in over here.
May of 2018. Never underestimate the destructive power of lava. The 2,000-degree Earth...
I wonder if there's anything that you could have built as a wall that would keep that out. Like layers and layers of concrete. Would it have just started creeping up the wall until it went over? Like, is there anything that would stop it?
Sludge can and
Seems
will
like concrete would.
destroy everything in its path. Leilani residents learned that lesson the hard way as they watched magma devour their homes, gardens, and everything in between.
That would be a nightmare to clean up. You'd have to like you'd have to wait for it to dry or cool down, dry, wait for it to cool off, and then start jackknifing it and breaking it all up.
Hopefully,
It's just you look over and a hill that wasn't there is just now like a little mini mountain. Oh, it's taking this house right here.
Stuck inside that house, lava burned away what looked like 1/3 of their home. We imagine that hours after this video was filmed, very little of that house or neighboring houses remained. The home...
I mean, hopefully it was happening so slowly that they had time to get a lot of their stuff out.
But is terrifying at scale.
I was having dinner at my cousin's house last week, I think, and we were all at the dinner table. She has 2 sons. One of them's in middle school, one of them's in high school. And she goes, yeah, your cousin Jeremy, his house burned down when he was little. And they just looked at me like, what? I was like, yep. We went on vacation to Colorado, and during the vacation, our house burned down. They just looked at me like, what?
Meanwhile, viscous or thick flows...
I told him, I was like, in school, I was the kid whose house burned down. Like, people knew me because of that.
...are much slower. Clearly, the lava in this video is the viscous type. So what happened on that day in 2018?
60% air pockets once cooled. I was watching the lava thing in the house. Celia, what up? Jolie and Jack are in the house. What up, Jolie and Jack? I remember when Mount St. Helens erupted. I do too. So my family, we were there. I can't remember why we were there, but we were there and we watched the videos of Mount St. Helens erupting. The largest eruption in American history.
Earth, a unique planet. Coast. Before May 18th, 1980, she was at the center of a thriving recreational paradise and prosperous timber industry.
Wow, that looks pretty.
The volcano had a beautiful conical form. It was called the Mount Fuji of North America, and the form was a bit concave.
But beneath her beauty lay an ominous secret. The mountain was brewing.
It sounds like the unsolved mysteries, like something bad's about to happen. It's like ominous.
Something that had a deadly potential. The story began on March 20th, 1980, when a 4.2 magnitude earthquake woke Mount St. Helens from a slumber that had lasted 123 years. The last known eruption was witnessed in 1857 by local tribes.
Krakatoa, that's a big one.
In 1980, the earthquake was...
Hey, YouTube Music Portal, what up? Thank you for hanging out with
an
us.
alarming sign, because earthquakes may be an indication that an eruption is building up. Earthquakes can happen when magma rises from deep inside the earth.
Anybody that watches Dutch Sense, that's such a good channel. Here, I'll pull it up so you can check it out. He talks about all the different earthquakes that are happening all the time. Definitely sub to this channel if you don't know about it. I'm subbed over here since 2010. He's been putting these videos up. This is 3 weeks ago. He's talking about all of the different mini earthquakes that happen. And this is the 24/7 thing that spins.
Good, Frank,
Shows you where all of the
this
different
earthquake hit
earthquakes
just a
are
few
happening.
minutes before the big one. Now this gets into why did I take my videos down? So if you managed to catch my videos while they were up, one got like, what, 50,000 views. The other got, what, 20,000 views.
So he's explaining there are a lot of different people that get him to take these videos down for a lot of different reasons. He's exposing that a lot of these areas around the planet are having seismic shaking, and then he'll zoom in and be like, this is over the year, this is over the last couple years. And then he kind of shows why. If you watch his videos, which I do, he ends up showing that it's by these big power plants. Some of it isn't as random as you would think it is.
And then I took both down when the USGS started changing the magnitudes to be incredibly high. And I don't want to get, controversial or get into conspiracy or anything like that. There are no earthquake conspiracies per se, but let's go look it up. Let's just look at the earthquake from the USGS and go look at the origin page and look at the body magnitudes. So this is what I did. Went down the body magnitude list and look at the numbers over here on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm going to skip around a little bit.
And I'm trying to say it's the 6th largest earthquake in recorded history. I mean, there's just so much wrong with this. Of the original earthquake.
Could all of them just in this little area right here.
Larger than 7.8 to 7.9.
And so that video we were watching, it was just saying when a lot of earthquakes happen, that's kind of telling you that something big's
may be an
coming.
indication that an eruption is building up. Earthquakes can happen when magma rises from deep inside the earth, shifting and breaking the rock on its journey up.
The very first signals we had were earthquakes.
Marshall Martin knows Dutch is dope. Jeremy, I'm not sure if I ever mentioned it to you, but I follow some of the knife community because of your shout out to Zach Stuff 8 months ago. Thanks so much for the introduction. Yeah, anybody that isn't subbed over there, please go over to Zach Stuff.
0.9 to 8, somewhere like that. The USGS originally reported an 8. Well, the next coming earthquake, if this doesn't die down or go out of the region,
right here, Zach Stuff. Please make sure you're subbed over
we
here.
would see something larger than the original earthquake.
And
which
Marshall
then means
Martin,
an
thank you for
actual
checking that
tsunami
out. Oh, actually,
would be
YouTube
generated
Music
going out
Portal.
a far
Thank you for
distance.
checking that out.
Instead of a fake one.
Yeah, Zach's dope.
Well, I shouldn't call it fake. Fake implies that I think it didn't happen, but I should say an exaggerated tsunami that could have been exaggerated to flex the muscles of Big Brother. It could be for insurance purposes. All I know is that I don't want to have my name stamped to that, and I'm glad I didn't, because here we are now several days later, and it's just awful. The 6th biggest earthquake in human history is off the radar. Come on. So there's other activity going on, but I wanted to just talk about the East Coast, really, and then to sum up why I haven't covered the large earthquake up here in the Northwest Pacific. Now, magnitude-wise, it's pretty out 8, somewhere like that.
So this was 3 weeks ago, this video that we're watching right now. And this is on Dutch Sense.
The USGS originally reported an 8. Well, the next coming earthquake, if this doesn't die down or go out of the region, then we would see something larger than the original earthquake, which then means an actual tsunami.
Hold on, I'm going to try to put the link in
a far distance instead of a fake one. Well, I shouldn't call it fake. Fake implies that I think it didn't happen, but I should say an exaggerated tsunami that could have been exaggerated to flex the muscles of Big Brother. It could be for insurance purposes. All I know is that I don't want to have my name stamped to that, and I'm glad I didn't, because here we are now several days later, and it's just awful. The 6th biggest earthquake in human history is off the radar. Come on. So there's other activity going on, but I wanted to just talk about the East Coast, really, and then to sum up why I haven't covered the large earthquake up here in the Northwest Pacific. Now, magnitude-wise...
So I just put his channel in the chat. So when we went to his channel, it said since 2010. He's been for 15 years, he's been doing this, and he's been showing a lot of stuff that people don't want him to show. And then 2 years ago, I think he started getting some really negative threats. Not that any threats are usually positive, but Ellie put up the link too. Ellie put up the Twitch link. Thank you so much. That I think the Twitch link has his 24/7 Earth that's spinning. This is one of the videos that I watched of his where they're recreating some of these waves. It looks really crazy. Concentric wave singularity. When I was growing up, I used to go to this water park in Des Moines, Iowa. I think it was called Waves. I'm gonna look it up. It's something to do with waves. Adventure Bay Water Park. That's not it. I think it was just called Water World. It's not showing up on here, but I think it was the same name as that Kevin Costner movie that bombed, Water World. They have a Water World here in Colorado too. How cool is that? All doing the same thing. Yeah, so this is all on his channel. And you should definitely sub, but try to watch the videos when he puts them out. A lot of the time they'll be taken down for different reasons. And then you'll find out later on what was the reason why the latest one got taken down.
Shallow depth beneath the volcano. And within a matter of just a few days, it was clear this was something unusual. So the word went out to some.
This is the Mount St. Helens eruption that happened in the 80s.
Scientists around the country. And very quickly, we started to converge at St. Helens and started trying to understand what was going on. And what we saw was the volcano was becoming more and more and more restless.
KD, what up? How are you? Good to see KD. What up, Ed? What up, Kitty? WW. Sonia, I'm watching a series called Life After People on History Channel. It's really good. It shows what would happen to the Earth if there were no more humans. I used to watch that a lot. I used to watch Life After People a lot. Super cool show. I bet it's going to get even better now that Chat GPT is out, because they were kind of speculating and then using the best graphics that they, could come up with fiction-wise. But I love that show too. Tony Woods, Jeremy, I thought it was Wally World.
Volcanoes are dangerous because they are hard to predict. And in 1980, the science of predicting volcanic eruptions was still in its infancy. The most recent explosive eruption that occurred on the continental USA was Lassen Peak in California in 1915. Since then, most of the experience volcanologists had gained came from studying quiet lava flows on Hawaii.
Volcanoes are incredibly complicated natural systems, and they're always full of surprises. St. Helens surprises us all the time, other volcanoes surprise us, but we're learning.
So, do people not agree that the core of the Earth is magma? How about in this chat? What do you think the core of the Earth is? Is it hollow? Is it molten hot magma? Heather, whatever, what up? Jeremy, I'm good. How are you? I'm feeling good. This is a good Saturday night for me. I'm playing tomorrow morning in a pickleball tournament, and the girl that asked me to play, I'm subbing for her husband. She was like, can you play in a pickleball tournament at 8 in the morning? I was like, I can. That means I'm just going to get a couple hours of sleep. I usually go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'm waking up really early tomorrow. Hopefully finding a breakfast burrito place and then going to play some championship pickleball tomorrow.
Armed with the latest scientific equipment, volcanologists were anxious to study a possible eruption. Little did they know that they were about to witness the most deadly volcanic blast in the U.S. in living memory. On Coldwater Ridge, 6 miles northeast of the volcano, they installed a trailer with highly sophisticated equipment and began to closely monitor the mountain. From there, they had a perfect view over the volcano.
We had a front row seat to seeing the evolution and reawakening of a major Cascade volcano.
This video we're watching, this is on History Channel.
And
it's called The Largest Eruption in American History, How the Earth Was Made. Season 2, Episode 10.
We were fortunate in that we had people here with a lot of energy. People were working 15 to 20 hours a day.
In addition to earthquakes, another key indicator for volcanic activity is gas emissions. Magma made out of hot molten rock contains gases that come from deep inside the earth, 30 miles down. As magma moves up from these depths, there is less rock weighing down on it from above, so the pressure on the magma decreases. Gases dissolved in the magma escape and rise to the surface. But gases are not just a telltale sign of rising magma. They are also responsible for the explosiveness.
Hey, wait, Zach's stuff is in here. Howdy, Jolie, Dave, Heather, whatever. So we were just showing Zach. This is Zach's channel. He's in the chat right now. Please show him some love. If you're not subbed over here, you're missing out. Zach does a lot of different knife reviews. Hopefully he does some like live streaming like I do. I'd love to see his area through his eyes sometime. But if you have any interest in knives at all, you're missing out if you're not subbed to this channel. Zach's stuff on YouTube. We're checking out the
eruption.
Mount St. Helens eruption.
The greater the buildup of gas pressure within the volcano, the more explosive the eruption will be.
Well, this is a simple experiment to demonstrate the importance of gas pressure in a magma. The bottle is partially filled. This is filled about 80% with water. This will be simulating a volcanic eruption. So I'm going to carefully place the bottle here. We'll tilt it a little bit away from me. I'm going to put on my safety goggles. And now I'm about ready to start pumping. Here we go. Oops, there's a little bit of gas coming at the bottom. A little bit more. And the pressures are up to about 60 pounds per square inch. Whoa!
That reminds me of when the middle school that I went to, we used to build our own rockets. They would send a letter home saying, we're about to build rockets in science class. Cheapest one is $12. Most expensive one's like $75. And then we would construct these little homemade rockets. And then you'd put the little fireworks style charges in the side and you'd shoot them up. I got one that had a little parachute guy that would pop up. So you had to leave the top kind of loose because at a certain altitude, the pressure would hit and then this little parachute guy would come down. I want to say I paid like $39, which in the 80s was a lot of money. I don't know what I had to do to talk my parents into that. I want to watch this one more time.
And the pressures are up to about 60
He's got
pounds
his
per
bike
square
phone.
inch. Whoa!
That was the look on my face and the double thumbs up. Steph says, my hub works for the government at a reservoir in eastern Washington. He takes care of the campground park. He mowed down a bunch of brush and ended up with Mount St. Helens ash all over him. Whoa, that's crazy. Look how beautiful this area is. All the like purple wildflowers.
Did we get it?
And snow.
We got it! Yeah!
Like in the bottle, the presence of gas at the surface of a volcano is a sure sign that an explosive eruption is building.
And so this is what we were watching live. This is in Hawaii. And that's not super exciting, but this was what was happening last night. Oh, I thought that as I put the volume up, I thought it was the live sound. It's just music, I think. Yeah, it's music. I want to hear the. I imagine it just sounding like epic. Look at that. It's just like spewing out of the top. Rocketry Club. I can't spell it. Let me see if there's a video of that on here. Hold on. Kind of like this. Like this is very similar to something that we would have had at my middle school. That was how the launcher looked. The majority of the time, you weren't finding those. Once it went up, you kind of just like waved goodbye to it, especially if it was windy. And we used to put little messages like, if found, please contact us. And that was 7-digit dialing days. So, and even the hometown that I lived in, the first 3 were the same. So you could just put your 4 digits. That's how I knew everybody growing up. Everybody just had like a 4-digit code. And the beginning of the number was always the same in my town. I was just watching this thing the other day that was showing Tyler Perry's house. This is in Georgia. He has a landing strip behind his house. And I thought it was going to be like John Travolta has a landing strip. I'll look it up after this. He has a landing strip behind his house. I think he flies like a 747, like a big commercial looking plane. I was looking at the overhead view of this. This is Tyler Perry's $1 million mansion in Georgia. Here's the house back here. Yeah, this is the main house. Whoa. Wonder if that was a real hawk that flew over. But on the side, there's a big runway. And I was like, oh, cool. He's got like a private jet runway for his remote control airplanes. It's like, wow. Hi, Jeremy. I watched a firewood video outside of Shabe. I don't know how to say that. And his friends were drinking Bud Light, tall white bottles, leaving an inch of beer left, and threw it in the fire pit, and it exploded. Yeah, we used to, when we would go camping, we would have bottles that were glass bottles. We would put them not in the fire, but near the fire. And then they would slowly start to implode and like melt. And at the time in high school, my friends would try to make an ashtray out of like a beer bottle. Because it was the 90s. That's just what you do. You probably still do that now. Look at this house. It almost looks the same on each side. Yeah, we're not playing the audio. It looks like 2 of the same houses. So maybe this wing is his and then his guests stay over here. Pretty dope. Up on top of this huge elevated area looking out over all these trees. I used to house sit for some very wealthy people, and it's always landscapers. Pretty much all day there's people weed whacking and tending to the hedges, tending to the gardens, tons of trucks coming in and out, hoses all over, people fixing the sprinklers. To look at something like this, I just have a very different view because it's just constantly hearing the maintenance going on. And then in my mind, I'm just hearing like the money racking up too. It'd be super expensive to maintain something like this. Tyler Perry has that huge recording studio. Flying the world's biggest RC planes. So this is what I think that runway behind Tyler Perry's house is for. It's just for really huge RC planes like this. Oh, that is Tyler Perry. No wonder it recommended it to me. This channel is Cletus McFarlane. I don't want to see it fly. He's always chopping up different like automobiles and stuff. That's his channel. Cletus McFarlane.
The fact that he's moving the rudder every time around.
I want to see what his fingers are. It's like playing piano.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. If that touches the ground, just super expensive. Okay. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
Stay so low his whole flight.
All right, let's look at this one. It looks like that's the hard part. Here's the dude that was just flying it. That landing.
Yeah.
He just went it barely hovering and he just
Nice, Jace. Pretty solid, right?
Okay. All right, I'm going up.
Yeah, hey, you're up, brother. You're up.
Okay, here's the big one. I don't even know how this is legal. Like, do you have to get permission?
I'm worried.
Seems like you'd need permission in order to even like put something like this up in the air. What if you lost control of it? Like all of a sudden it's like, oh, communication lost with the remote. This one, I don't think there'd be an issue. This one,
All right, I'll go ahead and take off.
Let's go.
oh, he's flying them both at the same time.
Here I go.
You're good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm getting out of the way.
Wow.
You just do
That looks like fun flying that until something goes wrong. Some require a pilot's license. Wow. I bet that's this size. And whenever I would fly my drone, you could get permission to fly it in certain areas. You just have to check with the local airport and say, hey, I'm going to be flying a drone at this altitude at this exact time from 10:40 to 10:55. I'm going to be at this altitude. And then you kind of send them your flight plan and they approve it, because then they can have it on their system and say, okay, we're not going to approve anybody else to fly in this area. If a helicopter needs to go over there or whatever, we know that somebody's cleared to be there.
Brother, that looks like a full size.
This is
That's amazing. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
I'll do a nice backflip to fall in behind you.
Oh, I thought he was going to do like the Star Fox backflip.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't looked at the B2 once, brother.
Holy cow, that thing's so big down there.
Where are the wheels? I don't need, oh, he's just doing like a low pass. Oh my God. That would, if it hit those people standing there, that's game over for everybody standing there.
Tyler, this is awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
This is unbelievable. I cut across your...
How Tyler just runs over that
I've put so many remote control cars in the gutter. I would always get them for Christmas. I'd always ask for them. And then I'd take them to like my grandparents' house or set up jumps or whatever. And it seems like they would always end up in the sewer.
Yeah, I know. Alright, I'll get that thing out of the way. I'm getting out of the way.
And I'd always ask my dad, like, can we call the city and have them come over here? He's like, they're not going to come over and get your RC car out of the sewer. Like, they're not going to pay somebody to do that.
Or it swallows it up. There she is.
I want to see him land this big
The
one.
amount of low flybys he's pulling.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it. This is unbelievable.
Okay, here's the landing. He's just bringing it in as slow as he can. Look how squirrely it is side to side. Oh. I mean, that could easily just like start spinning out.
Stable plane will fly.
Where do you even, do you take the wings off and put it in like a big truck or something?
Incredible. All right, Matt. Now you got the top C-17 and J in the gas.
Oh, this dude has like a fighter jet. Oh, that's dope.
Runway, game changer.
This just seems so dangerous, flying a super fast jet around.
My boy. Silky smooth. My boy, Matt.
I mean, the landing has to be just, your heart's not even, it's just beating out of your chest. You're probably not even breathing. You're like, this is a $10,000 mistake could potentially make right here. I mean, these people spend a lot of money on these. Oh, it didn't even look. Oh, maybe his. Oh no, a missile fell off. Maybe his landing gear wouldn't come down, so he just had to belly flop it. See, instead of little plastic guys, I would put like a cricket or something in there, and just give him like the ride of his life. Or like a little hamster, maybe like an older hamster that's fearless. Steph, I grew up with grandparents who owned a hobby shop back in the day. We still had hobby shops. The hobby shop, I believe, will do anyone good. If he likes planes, I would say go for it. It's start cheap, because that what we just saw right there, I think that's the reality. These things are so hard to land. It's not hard to build. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not hard to build. It's not hard to launch them. Getting it back down to the ground safely, I just don't think it's happening perfect every time. That's always the nerve-wracking part with the drone too. I fly a drone. It's crazy how many times the drone will come back and have dead bees all over it, because it sounds, it's like a zzz, it's got a super buzz on it. I think bees are like attracted to that, and they go and just get chopped up in the blades. If I was to go grab my drone right now, I guarantee it's got bee parts all over it. Oh no. Oh no, a fish jumped up and hit this one. No, he was landing it. Oh no. I also remember growing up, a friend of mine had a RC boat, and we would take it onto this golf course that wasn't too far from where we lived, and he would have it go out, and then it was the remote control that wasn't as seamless as it is now, and so maybe the battery would run out in the boat or on the remote, but it would just die, and it would be in the water, and we would have to throw rocks at the boat to try to get it to ripple and get the boat closer to the shore so that we could grab it. And that was a crazy part too, because we were throwing rocks, but we were trying not to hit the boat. And then the rock would have to fall behind it in order to push it toward the area that we wanted it to go toward. Oh, see, that's the reality. And then one of the scariest things that's happened to me ever flying drones, I was in La Jolla, kind of down by San Diego, and I was flying my drone. It was over this ceremony, And it was the GoPro drone. It was the first model of the GoPro, and it just had a regular GoPro camera in the front with a little gimbal. They ended up recalling these drones because of the connectivity issues, and they ended up like 100% recalling all of them, saying that it's not safe. It was also one of the only drones I've ever had that didn't have a lot of safety precautions, which I loved. I have a DJI now that is always asking you, like, we're geofencing, you're too close to this hospital, you're too close to this school or whatever. So many restrictions with the DJI or a nicer drone. My GoPro was just like an RC car that you put up in the air. And so I'll tell you a different story right before I tell you that one. I was in Texas. I was shooting this documentary. I was in Texas. I was flying it over these cows. We didn't have permission to be there. I was over somebody's farm. And then we see somebody like get out to their truck and then start driving toward us. And I was like, oh my God, that's a farmer, somebody that like doesn't want us to be here. So I hit come home on the drone and it just didn't do anything. It did not come back. And I'm like pressing the come home button. It didn't want to come back. And so this farmer comes up to us and he's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And I was like, hey, we're from out of town. I'm just grabbing some B-roll. We saw this farm. It looked really nice. I hope it's okay. We're just getting a couple of minutes of footage. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I just have to check, you know, we never know what people are doing, if they're looking at our property to try to steal livestock or case the house or something. I was like, yeah. And he's like, where's the drone now? And I was like, oh, it's right over there. And it was kind of above his field. And he's like, how much longer do you think he'll be here? I was like, not much longer. We didn't have control over the drone. And finally, we just had to wait for the battery to die. And it just came down and eventually crashed. We jumped his fence, got it out of the field, and replaced all the propellers. That's the thing. If you have a drone, you need to buy a lot of replacement propellers, have the tools to take everything. There's all kinds of grass and stuff in it. But the original story I was telling in La Jolla, I was flying it above this ceremony. It was like a final ceremony for this thing, and they were giving out awards and whatever. And all of a sudden, the screen on my GoPro drone just froze. And I was like, I'm looking at the drone up there. I'm no longer controlling it with the remote. And I was just thinking like, oh my God, what if this comes down and just lands in the crowd? People are not even seeing it. It's just like chopping people up. It wouldn't have hurt that many people, but it wouldn't have been good. Then what happened was the drone, so it's above the crowd, it turns to the side and just starts going out to the ocean. And it's La Jolla. There are a lot of people surfing there. There's a pier. I'm just watching the drone go out to sea. And then all of a sudden I see it go into the water and I see like the splash of water. I immediately run out to the sand and I'm like, please, I'm like yelling to all these surfers, please save my drone. It just went in the water. They didn't care at all. I'm just standing there holding the remote. Like if I get out there, there's nothing I can do in that amount of time. So I have the like case for the drone in the back of my car. I ended up just putting the remote back in the case, closing it, driving home. Linda and I lived in Carlsbad at the time. And I remember coming in and I probably just looked so sad. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, I just put the drone in the ocean. Like I'll never see that drone again. We're sitting there. This is before Christmas. It's like end of November, beginning of December when that happened. Late December, I get this call from unknown person. And he's like, I'm looking for Jeremy Reed. This is FAA. We have questions about this drone. And I was like, what? So I called the number and the guy was like, I'm just kidding. I just wanted you to call me back. He's like, I'm a scuba instructor. I was taking a group near Scripps and we were looking in all these like little underground caves. And he's like, I saw something white. The GoPro drone was white. And he's like, I grabbed it and I swam with it the whole rest of the little class that I had. And he said, when I took off the battery, all of your information was right there and your contact number. And that's what I do on all my drones. I put all the information underneath the battery, but then I put like a plastic covering on top of it just in case it gets wet. He was able to contact me. He's like, there's no way that you want this back. He's like, it's 100% trashed. He's like, I just brought it back just to see if the camera still worked or whatever. And I was like, no, I 100% want to buy it from you. I was like, I'll give you $100. He's like, I don't think you're going to want it after you see it. He's like, you're not going to want to give me any money for it. So I drove to La Jolla. He had just come back from a scuba trip or like a dive. And so he was all wet and whatever. And when he handed me the drone, it was still wet. Like it was still dripping. And it had all of this salt crust all over it. Like, because it'd been in there for weeks, just in the ocean, just getting hammered. And I had the full warranty on it. So when you buy a drone from Best Buy, you can buy a warranty that you can replace it one time. And so that was always the plan, was like, drive it like it's stolen for a year or two. It'll eventually crash, take it in, and they'll replace it one time for free. I took it in. I stood in line at Geek Squad at Best Buy. I tried to dry it out as much as I could. It just didn't matter. I couldn't dry it out. And the person at Best Buy was like, what happened to this? And I was like, I thought it was going to run into a huge group of people. I'm surprised to see it. It actually went into the ocean. And the person at Best Buy was like, yeah, all these drones have been recalled because of different issues that they've had, connectivity loss, but just different issues. And he's like, 100% of them are returnable. And he said, and you have the Geek Squad warranty. He literally pulled up my original receipt from when I purchased it, gave me all of the money back. It was probably like $1,000 for the drone. And then he gave me another $250 or $300 for the price of the warranty. So I put that full money into the drone that I have now, the DJI, and then of course bought the 3-year warranty to go with it. So that's my advice. If you're ever going to get a drone, be sure to get the warranty. And the only stipulation on the warranty is you have to have something to bring back. You can't just bring back like a chipped up propeller and they'll give you the money. You have to have the unit, but always, always, always get the warranty on a drone, or if they're offering it on a remote control plane or anything, you're going to wish that you had that. Trust me. And on a rental car. It's very rare that I don't get the full coverage on the rental car. This last time the car was broken, we weren't going to use it that much. We were going to have it for like a week and a half, and we were going to have it in the garage a lot. I had to return it because the first rental car I had was overheating, and I had to take it back and exchange it. There was a woman, and they went through and they did the walkthrough, and they said, oh, you have hail damage all over the car. And she was like, no, I would have known if there was hail. I didn't have it around hail. They looked up when she rented it and then looked up the weather report the following days in the area. And they determined that they were like, yeah, there was a hailstorm in the area that you said that you had it in this area, the following day and the next day. She was like, well, I had it in the garage. And they were like, well, we rented it to you. We would have noticed full hail damage all over the car. We would have noted it. We did a walkthrough around. You had a chance to say anything. You didn't say anything. And this lady was so mad. She was like, I didn't have it around hail. And they were like, well, you're going to have to talk to our department that takes care of that. They charged her for the hail damage. And I've wrecked a rental car that had full coverage. And they were like, no, you don't have to pay anything. You can just leave. So yeah, for the rest of my life, the cost of the rental car is the cost of the car plus full coverage. Unless there's some extra circumstance, I'm getting full coverage forever. And here's the date on this that we're watching. This was on the 22nd. Today is the 23rd. So roughly 24 hours ago, this was the scene. Kīlauea. T. Lucero, I don't know how they can hold her responsible for an act of God. Their insurance should have taken care of it. I must have missed one before that. Ellie, it's cool to see the guy even took his time to call you when it was that destroyed. Yeah, for sure. I think that he was wanting to know, because a GoPro is pretty resilient. I think he probably wanted to return the camera to me, and I was really looking forward to it. Had a little mini SD, a micro SD. And I was just like, okay, maybe it was safe inside the camera. And when I went to check to see if there was anything on the micro SD, it said file corrupted. So it didn't let me get that. I really wanted that shot of it like going into the water and then having just like the water as it went down. I mean, that I actually thought it would be there. I was like, if it's going to be in a regular drone, probably not. If it's in a GoPro, it's probably got the best chance. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is a drone going into like a big storm. What made me think of that too is it offered me a video of somebody's drone that got some really amazing footage and then it got melted. Oh my God. Onboard camera during a Category 4 hurricane. Sailing drone captures unbelievable video of ocean from inside a hurricane. How high is this drone to not be getting affected by that? Wow. Happy belated birthday, Ellie. Hope you had a good time. What up, Julie? Happy birthday month, Ellie. Anybody else that has an August birthday? All right, let's check out a couple other live cams. This is a different Kitten cam that sometimes is active. This is the Explorer live cam. I like the light blue eyes. And anytime you go to these Kitten live cams, you can drag this bottom. And usually it's like a 12-hour loop. But you can kind of see where the action is just from the thumbnail and then stop on the action points. A lot of these places have an adoption. So they'll tell the story of how they came upon the kittens. They'll usually name them. You could probably rename it. And they will adopt them like this. And I think that's so cool. Pretty much 100% success rate. Kittens are always just like putting their hands all over each other. This dude's like eating this dude's face. Oh my God. There's probably 4 of these live cams that I know of. I'm going to try the audio. They're all good. And I like to go to all of them and just kind of drag this bottom part, see where the different action is. Oh, here they're feeding. Wow, that mom has really pretty eyes. Oh no. We saw a little cat fight on the street last night in downtown Denver. This little dude with a Scarface shirt was trying to fight a bigger guy. And his friends were like, no, just take it down the street a little bit. I'm not sure if Shannon Hansen is still in here. Or if she was even in here at all tonight. Is Shannon in here? A couple people were referencing this sketch, this Kids in the Hall sketch. I went back and watched it last night before I went to sleep. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike, but we'll see. I love the look on his face. He starts telling people they lost his pen, and then he goes, "It's okay. I'm okay. I like that part when he's like trying to act like it's not affecting him that much, but it is. She's not on right now. Maybe she'll watch the replay.
My pen! My pen! My pen! What, Barton? What's all the ruckus? My pen! My pen! My pen is missing! Yes, Ed. I've lost all... I've lost my pen, the one I do all my work with. Here, use mine. No!
Thame said, Jeremy, you didn't take us near the coffee tea shop where the cat coffee shop is, where the cats are adopted. I know they have one in Denver. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's a coffee shop that you can adopt the cats. They do have a feline cafe somewhere here in Denver. I've been to a couple in Japan. They usually just don't smell as clean as I want it to when I'm drinking coffee or eating food. You'd hope that they'd put like Glade plugins everywhere. Maybe the cats don't like it, but yeah, I like to go in and see cats. I really don't need like food while I'm doing that.
Has anybody here seen my pen? It was in my pocket before. No, okay. Everything's fine.
This is the part I like. Everything's fine.
I'm all right. It's Barton. Listen, did I leave my pen there last night? Come on, Dale, Jack. Just look. Oh.
Heard you lost your pen. Maybe you lent it to someone.
Okay, but my favorite part of this whole thing, I remember watching this when I was a kid, watching this on HBO. The way he's holding onto the car at the end here in a second.
Can I borrow your pen for a sec?
And the back and forth with their eyes right here.
Okay, just don't run off with
It sounds like a sword being unsheathed. And that's like the two hands touching. He had the old Macintosh computer. That was the first, when he jumps over the desk, that was the first computer I ever had. Right here. I had this exact computer growing up. First ever. This was on HBO, so it was like gearing toward adult audience.
My pen! Stop him! He's got my pen! My pen! My pen! My pen!
He keeps saying I'm a hot man.
That's the part I like.
He keeps saying I'm a mother hen.
My pen! You got my pen! Hey, you got my pen!
My pen.
You've got my pen. Oh, sorry. You'll be all right. It's all over. There we go. There we go. Yeah.
I was talking about Kids in the Hall last night, and several people were putting in the comments, my pen, my pen. I think maybe Heather was one of them. And this channel, this is Explore Live. This is the kitten rescue cam. Wow, these are brand new. This looks like the tortilla blanket. There's a throw blanket that looks like a big tortilla. Oh, the mom gets to look outside while she's feeding the kittens. Wow, that's a cute cat. Wow, I like this. I like this cactus feature. Linda has an office. So this is my office. This is my little man cave. Linda has a woman cave. And she has a huge scratching post feature like that. But it's kind of like a Super Mario Brothers mushroom. It's really cool looking. This one is Tiny Kitten HQ. This usually has really good stuff. This is the 4-camera breakdown. You can see them like doing their work here. I like to see what it looks like when the people that are taking care of them are in there. It's like the full outbreak costume they have on. Don't contaminate the kittens. They're filming a prequel to Friday the 13th in my area in New Jersey. That's awesome. Is it Friday the 12th? I like that series. I think it's a good series. I like this fox right here too. So we're renting this place that we're in right now. But if we ever got a house, I think it would be really cool to put some kind of Super Mario Brothers style shelves that go up to the window so the cat can kind of like parkour up and then look out the window. This is the live monkey cam. And we looked at this a couple weeks ago when I was live. I was saying there's almost always a deer. I don't even see another one. And it seems like it's always just in this area right here. I'm going to go back 5 hours. No. No. Oh, look at the baby right there. So this is the live one that we're seeing right now with the deer. And then somebody holding this little feature. It's like a bamboo reed that fills up with water. He's using it too much, so he's not getting any water to come out. Pretty sure this is in Japan. The channel name, here, I'll show you. This is the channel name right here. So I'm not sure what that means. People don't really do the horizontal video. I'm always the guy like, doing it sideways, and then people are like, "Oh, this dude must be so old. He doesn't even know how to do it vertically." When I'm streaming too, people are like, "Are you streaming?" Because every other streamer has their phone like this. My favorite is to do it upside down like this, because the camera just flips and it works. And then sometimes you can kind of hold it in front of your face like this. It doesn't look as bad as this. When you're doing this with the camera up, people really know like what you're doing. This is live otter cam. But yeah, anybody that wants to be, oh, that's not doing anything. Anytime you want to be just a little bit more undercover, put your camera upside down and it'll still do everything. And then maybe you can look like you're on it. You're just kind of looking on the side. That's my tip of the night. Live jellyfish cam, Monterey Bay Aquarium. One of the best aquariums, I think. Monterey Bay. Jay, how old is Arnold? Looks way better than Vertical, in my opinion. DJ, way more scenery, of course. I just like the way that the video. Think about your TV. Like, you don't have a TV that's like this. You're not watching any. Like, nobody's living room has a vertical TV. So I think this is definitely the way if you want it to be like broadcast quality. If you have it up like this, to me, you're on Instagram Live or you're on TikTok Live or something like that. So I think it throws people off when they see me with my camera like this. They're like, and here's the phone that I had last night. So this is the S23. This is the one I usually stream on. This was having a lot of issues last night. So I went to my iPhone, which is this one. And then I have 2 more cell phones. One of them's not activated, but 4 of my 5 cell phones are activated with their own plan. This is another one that sometimes I use to read chat. This is an old 14. But this still comes in clutch a lot because I'm always having different issues. And then somewhere I have an old Android Ultra. And the Ultra is the one that's not connected right now, but it had a pretty nice camera. I used it for a couple of years streaming. And now it's just kind of like a backup camera. So a couple of weeks ago, we were watching Sturgis. This is what it looks like now. So those cams, actually, no, this isn't. Hold on, let me see. Might have been this one. Yeah, this is what it looks like when it's not Sturgis time. So this whole area, this is all like motorcycles parked. I would just Airbnb. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to Airbnb my house during Sturgis. Now that I'm saying that out loud, that probably sounds like a bad idea. How hot was LA? What is the temperature right now in LA? Shannon, you missed it. I played your My My pen, my pen. I played that a little bit ago. You're going to have to check it out on the replay. I played it for you and you weren't here. I love people watching here without actually being there. So humid. It's kind of set up super tourist trappy. A lot of people from Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi, different parts of Louisiana. Pretty late there right now. It's 11:40 in Colorado. So almost almost 1 in the morning there. Oh yeah, it says right here. 20 minutes till 1 in the morning. Look at this girl. The outfit watching is chef's kiss right here. This corner is usually the hot spot right in here. When you are in this area, you can drive down this street, but you can't drive this way. So every once in a while, you'll see like a Uber or a Lyft come right down in here. And then this is the same area, but just up on the balcony. I think they're walking toward this camera. Is there anybody in the chat from Louisiana? The lack of outfit watching. There was some prime outfit watching last night in Denver. It seemed like it was going to be a really dead night. Not a lot of people out, but the end of the night produced. That's the one I watch. Crystal, what else do you watch? Crystal Page. What other live cams do you like? I'm going to check the sound. So this is live party sounds from the street. We saw this guy walking the other way. Green pants guy. And then if you are going to go to this area, my suggestion, take a dummy wallet and also either don't wear a watch or take a watch that you want to give to somebody, because these off streets here, you will get mugged. They know people are here, tourists, that they know they're here from out of town. Oh, they know there's a live cam. Yeah, take a dummy wallet, put your real wallet maybe like on a little band around your sock in that area, around your leg. But don't just take your actual wallet out on the street. They know people are drinking and they know you probably don't live there. A friend of mine from Texas, he lives in Houston. He had a really nice watch. It was a tag watch. His mom got it for him for graduation. And I was playing golf with him like a year later after he was there. And I said, oh, what happened? Look at this girl's outfit right here. I said, hey, what happened to your watch? And he was like, we were walking back to where we were staying in New Orleans. And these guys walked up to us. And he was like, they were holding a gun underneath like their sweatshirt like this. And he was like, we didn't want to test them to see if it was fake or not. We were like, it's just not worth it. Let's just give them what we have. Oh, they're totally hamming it up for the live cam. She spilled a little bit of the drink, but that's still impressive. Look, they're looking at the live cam now because it's on a delay. This is what we were doing. Last time I was there, I saw this neon sign that stuck out to me. And we were over here. There's a piano bar right over here to the right. And I was in there with some friends and I handed them my phone and I said, just watch this. And I went out and I was dancing in the middle of the street. And when I came back in, they were all laughing and smiling. And then I had to hold my camera looking at the live stream to make a little video for each one of them to go do it. This says it has 146 million views. And this is live right now. 15 minutes till midnight. Or 15 minutes till 1 in the morning. It's 15 to midnight for me. I have my alarm set for 6 a.m. tomorrow. Because the place I'm playing pickleball is about an hour away. Here's live cam Waikiki. This is Honolulu, Hawaii. I want to watch a little bit of this.
Frightful prehistoric.
Let me get the audio right. So late night, I like to watch fossil, like them uncovering different fossils, especially fossils that they can't like 100% understand. That's what I like rare fossil discoveries.
Thought to have been 50 feet long, it was described as having vertebrae the size of dinner plates and sharp teeth the size of cucumbers. It was the type of pliosaur which would have had 2 flippers to swim with, and because of its size, likely hunters.
I think I started watching these maybe 2 weeks ago. Linda and I watched the original Jurassic Park, 1993, I think. And then I started really thinking about it. Maybe it showed up in my algorithm, but I started watching these like dinosaur discoveries.
Smaller ones of its own
species.
species.
Shannon
As well as
Hansen.
virtually anything else it encountered in the water. Fossils of these animals.
Next time you find your old video when you were on this live cam, show us. I will. Actually, let me look at my phone right now. I know a couple people that were on that trip with me. Let me see if I can go back in my history with them and see if I can find it. Hold on.
Animals are relatively rare, and a complete one has never been found. But this find was more intact than most others, and included a skull that's one of the biggest on record. The question that remains, though, is quite how large these animals could potentially grow to be. Some experts believing we're yet to find a mega monster of the deep that's even bigger. Number 11, ancient snails. The study of fossils can be fascinating in the way that it reveals the existence of animals that have long been extinct, but also because they can show the distant ancestors of creatures that are still around today and show us how things have changed over time. In 2016, a fossil collector from Myanmar sold a piece of amber to a researcher from the University of Geosciences in Beijing, and what it contained was a surprise to everyone.
I really like stuff like this, bugs in amber. I have a couple. I could look right now. I think I've already shown them on camera a few times. I could look right now. I'm looking for the video for Shannon. Thank you again. $49 super chat is a big pimpin'. Thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate that. Shannon left me some snack money for the Mile High Stadium. Shannon, I don't know if you were around, but at the beginning of the stream, I was showing, this is Barrel Man. He's one of the mascots at the Bronco game. And then this is my Yeti. It's got a cartoon of him on it. This is my big pickleball Yeti that I take. It's kind of a weapon. Look how big this thing is.
Amber fossils are some of the most perfectly preserved types of fossils of all, but so many things have to go right in order for them to form that are extreme.
I think I'm going to look for my amber. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give it like a minute, see if I can locate it. Hold on.
Rare. And this one was created when sap was released by a tree and covered 2 tiny land snails around 99 million years ago. Despite measuring less than 1/5 of an inch or about 1/2 centimeter in length, one of the snails was remarkably preserved. Normally, it's just their shells that fossilize, but in this specimen, there was also the head, the foot, and an eye stalk, which represents the oldest ever example of soft snail tissues having been preserved. After studying the fossil in detail, it became clear that this was a species that's related to modern-day land snails that live in tropical and subtropical environments, and has many of the same structures that are commonplace today. Amber fossils from Myanmar, of which there are now more than 1,000, have been found in much larger numbers in the past decade and are proving to be at the forefront of fossil research. This incredible one with the snails could well just be the beginning of plenty of discoveries that will happen in the coming years. Number 10. Mosquito with blood. When Jurassic Park was released, there was skepticism surrounding the idea that fossilized mosquitoes could be found with blood samples from prehistoric animals. But in the decades since the story was first published, there have been several discoveries that contain precise...
I didn't find it, but when I was looking, I found this. Oh, cool. It's right in the middle of my eye, like Clockwork Orange. This is a self-defense tool. It turns into brass knuckles. How cool is this? Oh, I think that's so cool. And then it just folds up into this. Probably illegal, so you didn't see it here, but I think this is so cool. It's my thumb ring. What are you talking about? Doesn't everybody wear a thumb ring nowadays? Totally legal.
Precisely that. One of the best examples was found in northwestern Montana in 2013, where around 46 million years ago, a mosquito fed on a meal and then, for some reason, died and sank to the bottom of a pond. Over a long period of time, it was slowly covered with sediment and became encased within a piece of shale. Researchers could hardly believe what they were looking at when a sample was put under a microscope, because it appeared that it had a blood-filled abdomen, and it was only after using a scanning electron microscope and a mass spectrometer that they could show that there were indeed traces of iron and porphyrin molecules, which is proof of blood. It had previously been assumed that genetic material from so long ago simply couldn't be preserved, but this discovery has completely changed that idea. The next step of the study will be to carefully remove a sample of the blood without damaging the specimen, and then looking to find how the different blood molecules have survived.
I'm looking for this video for Shannon. She asked for a video of when we were in New Orleans on that live cam. I think I'm in the area. I'm in an old text message to the people that we had a group chat going on back then. So I'm seeing if I put that video in there.
Survived over time, and if there's a chance that the animal the blood came from could be identified. It's far from being possible to bring prehistoric animals back to life, but the potential to find blood samples from some species opens up a whole new way to explore the past and more fully understand the animals that used to roam the planet, as well as the environmental conditions that surrounded them at the time as well. Number 9. Four-legged snake. The evolutionary history of snakes.
It's showing me, I'm in the text message right now, it's showing me what I think of the videos, but it's not, it's so old that it's not recalling it. Let me do a little bit of research and I'll see if I can find that for you. I'm not going to find it tonight. Okay, so this is one of my favorite 80s movies. It's called 3 O'Clock High. Every time I think of brass knuckles, I think about this movie. This was one of my all-time favorite movies growing up, and it still is. 1987, 3 O'Clock High. Apparently, you can rent it on YouTube for $3.99. You should. This guy, I think he's the villain in Kindergarten Cop. But his name's Buddy Revell, and he doesn't like it when people touch him. And this dude was just being real awkward. He's the main character. And he was trying to like call a truce with him. And he was like, let's let bygones be bygones, okay? And he slaps him on the arm. And that's the thing that set him off. Here, I'm going to show the trailer.
I guess I should have known from the beginning. It was going to be one of those days.
His name is
Jerry Mitchell. Hi, Jerry.
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 Hi, I'm Jerry Mitchell. I'm with the school paper.
He just met the new kid in school.
Guys, the closest thing to Charlie Man's ever seen me.
Now,
we're gonna have a fight today after
to school. He's got 6 hours to get.
They remade this with Ice Cube, Donald Fielding. I hope that's not true. This was such a crazy movie. I love watching 80s movies because there are just so many things now that you would never be able to get away with. It's not politically correct. I love the 80s. The 80s movies are still my favorite movies.
Get out of it.
It's been quite a morning, Jerry.
You say that again.
You try running.
I wouldn't leave school without a good reason.
They had the
You
brass
tried
nuts.
bribery.
If I can get the money, do you think you'd do it for me?
Ravel will never bother you again. Guaranteed. You tried robbery.
I hear you're giving Jerry Mitchell a hard time.
Till finally,
The fight is on, you and me in the parking lot, 3 o'clock.
Jerry's got a lot on his mind.
10 seconds.
But he's not thinking about math or English.
5 seconds.
Because at 3 o'clock, he's gonna make history.
There isn't going to be any fight today.
I'm not gonna spoil anything because I hope that you all watch it. But yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. Just watch it and then we'll discuss it later. Hot apple pie and vanilla ice cream, whack 100.9. I remember this movie. T. Lucero, did you watch it in the 80s? Or did you check it out recently? Fist Fight 2017. This was, there's a channel called Live on Patrol. They're live right now. This is in Minnesota. They're not live right now. They ended 2 hours ago. This is their live stream from earlier tonight at Minnesota State Fair. Sonia, did you go to this Minnesota State Fair? My 2 favorite state fairs. Number 1, Iowa State Fair. In your lifetime, make a trip, go to Iowa State Fair. And then if you can, go to Minnesota State Fair too. Iowa's first, Minnesota's second. And this is a channel Live on Patrol. It's the sheriff that he live streams what they're doing. And tonight they were just hanging out at the state fair. I think the Ramsey sheriff. Let me know in the chat, what's the best state fair that you've ever been to? Iowa State Fair is always my number 1. Because Iowa doesn't have a lot of things to look forward to. They don't have any professional sports teams of any kind. Football, basketball, baseball. If you grow up in Iowa, you have to root for like the Chicago Cubs or the Kansas City Royals or all of the stuff that's surrounding Iowa, but never actually Iowa. But then the thing that they have is they have the butter cow.
We learned from Norma Duffy Lyon. That was her.
If you go to Iowa State Fair, oh, he's actually carving on it right back there. But one of the things you have to do every time that you're there, you go see the butter cow, and then you also go see the biggest pig. And the biggest pig is usually the size of like a Volkswagen Beetle. But here he's constructing the butter cow. Yeah, that's what we used to look forward to in Iowa. Sacramento State, New Jersey has a good state fair. Louisiana is the only one I've ever been to. Dallas State Fair. LA County Fair. LA's okay. The last time I was at the Orange County Fair, they had a really cool lowrider. It was like several different airplane hangar areas that all had these different lowriders. Look, she has her little carving tool to carve out the butter cow.
Maybe 10% is new each year?
Maybe. You know, sometimes we don't even need to get that much new.
It's not just a butter cow, but now you have a companion sculpture. So Sarah, what is this year?
This year we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln Highway, and it passes right through Iowa. It also...
So they have the butter cow, but sometimes they do other things carved out of butter. One year it was Superman, the Superman that was going on then. He was from Iowa, the actor that played Superman. And so they made that out of butter. I'm going to look up the biggest pig. We'll see how big it was. Okay, maybe not as big as a Volkswagen, but just a beast of bacon. Look what he's eating. Look at the slop. It's like goulash with corn in it. And maybe you didn't think about what it smells like. You're lucky. It smells absolutely rancid in there.
People don't understand the capabilities of a big boar. He could really run you over.
Oh, there he goes.
As slow as Joe looks when he wants to move.
Yeah, and sometimes you're walking around these areas where they're showing the livestock, and they'll take these big gates over, and then you'll see them moving these things around, and you kind of have the feeling like, oh, we're really not safe. If they decided just to break through this and start running wild, it would be bad.
He runs. There's going to be some anticipation.
You see how he was fortifying that gate?
Anticipation.
Bro, just a couple things of wire around it. That's not good enough.
There's going to be some anticipation. Are we going to be a big guy this year?
Also, big thing in Iowa, people carrying things in their front pocket. I have an uncle. He's from Iowa. He always has his cell phone in his front pocket. It looks like he's like covert recording because it's just always sticking out. The camera's always sticking out the top. I don't know if you guys run into that a lot, but older gentlemen really love pockets. And look, this dude has 2 with buttons. Looks like he's got his glasses, his badge.
There's going to be some anticipation. Are we going to be a big guy this year? Are we going to win?
You normally don't know how many boars are out there till you get there. We haven't weighed Joe to know.
Oh, you wanted to...
okay. What do
Okay.
you do? He's only going to be as big as he's going to get. We've done everything in our power to give him all the tools to get bigger. So we'll just see what goes on. To have a big boar is a pretty big accomplishment, and I just feel like there's just not a lot of people that are keeping their boars and maintaining them to be a bigger weight.
Our next entry is Big Joe, as you can probably tell from the t-shirts. He's from Muscatine County, exhibited by Jack Fieldone family. He's a home-raised boar. He's been eating 20 pounds a day. His
Eating 20 pounds a day.
favorite food is 2 dozen marshmallows a day. He's very gentle, likes to run, loves soda pop.
Last night I was talking about the Nutmobile.
Yep.
Hold on. And people that weren't on that live stream with me, they're probably like, why does he keep saying Nutmobile? This was it. We were in downtown Denver, downtown Denver. And this was parked on just one of the side streets.
Some people probably have an allergy to this.
Yeah, we don't need to hear I don't like hearing my own voice. But this was the planter Nutmobile that I've never seen before or since. I've seen the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile several times. Oh, that kind of looks like a face on the front. But yeah, this was parked right off 16th Street Mall. I'm trying to find the walkthrough that I did
Check out
in
this
New Orleans.
massive
Give me a
pig that brought home the bacon at the Iowa State Fair. The boar broke the event's all-time weight record at a colossal 1,420 pounds. Now, his name is Finnegan, and his porky poundage eclipsed the previous record holder by 85 pounds. Finnegan belongs to pork producer Brian Britt of Monticello. Brian says Finnegan reached the record weight thanks to a lot of corn and soybeans, eating about 24 pounds of feed a day.
I've got Mr. Kitty down here trying to tell you guys something. Hold on. If you hear the little like begging meows, that's him. The night that we were in downtown Denver and I saw this big piece of farm equipment, I think that, like, anytime I see farming stuff, this is what I saw parked. Actually, the big blue bear that we always check out, it's right over here, kind of to the right. But yeah, I saw this huge piece of farm equipment over here. Oh, there's the bear right there. Oh, and there's the light rail. Let's listen to it. That always reminds me of
You hear all
Mr.
the,
Rogers.
Like, squirting sounds on the ground.
Oh yeah, when the light rail goes by, there's all these like sparking, like electricity sounds.
Can you hear that? Listen to the ground. It was making some like crazy electric noise. Oh, we got a cowgirl right here.
I like watching the old videos back. I don't like hearing my voice. That's the worst part for me. Okay, hold on. You guys watch New Orleans while I try to find this clip. I'm trying to find the clip of when I was in Louisiana in July. I did like a little walking tour. Hold on. I think I actually did go by this spot right here. Oh, and I showed people the live cam area, I think. Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to look for it. I'll let you hear some of the street noise. Ellie sent it to me. I have it on my phone. I'm just not able to find it on my actual YouTube right now. I'm looking for it. Give me a second. Oh, you know what? You remember a while back when I was telling you about that philanthropist that died in Orange County? We saw some old Jaguar, and this was a scene that I came upon in Orange County. And I was filming it because it kind of reminded me of the car from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I was like, oh man, this must be like some kind of car collector or something. And they had the whole, I think this is on the toll road that kind of is right between Newport Beach and Irvine. And as I was coming through, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a sheet over and there was a dead body right on the other side of this. And this was a billionaire His name is Vincent Steckler. He was like a beloved philanthropist. He was actually on his way to UC Irvine, which is a college in Irvine. So this is right between Newport Beach and Irvine. He hit his car hit the click it or ticket sign and took it off. And then this stuff right here, in California, they call this ice grass. I don't know what other people call it. It kind of looks like little green beans, but they're really slick. They have almost like aloe inside. And if your car hits those, like if you lock up the brake and you hit those, you're pretty much going to slide like it's ice. This was the front of the car. Jaguar winner at Le Mans, 1951, 53, 58, 56, 57. Look at the little locking thing on the front. And the Christmas tree dangling. And so I think about this all the time. Like when I see really old cars, yeah, it's super cool. This was obviously restored perfectly, but this was a normal crash. He was a billionaire. He would still be alive right now if he had airbags and whatever. Michael Stack in the chat. What up, Michael? Just got home from the mall, aka common room in the psych ward. What up, Michael Stack? That's our friend from Boulder that we see singing acoustic music on Pearl Street. Shout out to Michael. Good to see you, man. We're kind of going through some old videos right now. Here's the engine in that Jaguar. This is when I was filming everything in 4K. And I had to zoom in. This is the corner on the back of the car. And I had to like zoom past a lot of like, because the body was just on the other side of this. Oh, wow. This was a terrible, this just recommended it to me on YouTube. This was a horrible crash that I was at on the road in Irvine. It says 4 years ago. There's a person in the passenger seat right here. I think they moved him over from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. And you get to see them using Jaws of Life. I'm still looking for the New Orleans one. Give me a second. Dev, what up, man? So when I used to go film this stuff, this is 4 years ago. I started live streaming. So there's an app called Pulse Point. This is in Orange County. And when I turned on this app, Pulse Point, it would show me all these like crazy things that were happening in my area. Water rescues, house fires, crazy car crashes like this. This was right down the street, or right down the road from where I lived. So I'd be hanging out with Linda. We'd cook food. We'd be hanging out. And then all of a sudden, I'd get this notification that something crazy was happening, and I would just run out and go film it. And at the time, I was using really expensive equipment. This was like a $4,000 video camera. That's why it looks so clean. I was shooting in 4K 60, which is 60 frames a second. You don't need to shoot at that high quality if you're just going to throw it off to the news or somebody really quick. I was recording this just because some of the stuff was so epic, looking at all the equipment and the heroics of the firefighters, the EMTs. And then they would kind of do training on some of these cars after it was done too, like teaching people, oh, this is the other people that were in the crash. And I'm standing in the middle, like on the middle divider. Ellie just dropped the link in the chat for me. Thank you so much, Ellie. That's going to save me. Hold on. I was looking for the New Orleans clip and I couldn't find it, but Ellie found it. There was another crash. It was almost, I could probably find it, but there was a dude that crashed in this exact same spot underneath these, because this is Irvine Spectrum here in the distance. He crashed and his car flipped and his arm went out of the sunroof and got pinned underneath the car. So they were like jacking up the car so that they could free this guy's arm. Ellie, thank you so much for finding this. I don't know why this was hiding from me. This is a request from Shannon. Ellie found it. The best tag team right here. Okay, so this is me in January.
This is the French Quarter.
It was cold. You see me wearing the hat. This is because we were watching this live. This is what the French Quarter looks like right now at 1:15 in the morning. Still 80 degrees. Oops, hold on. We were watching the balcony and the street view. I didn't tag the chapters, but and Ellie dropped the link in the chat, so feel free to go check out this whole live stream. It's pretty interesting. But I'm walking all through the French Quarter
We had dinner here
areas.
at the first, our first meal was here, Muriel's.
Oh, this was the very first night that I was in town. The people that we were staying with that were locals, they took us to this place and we had some really good food. 5610. Thank you so much, Ellie. This is where it was.
Right now, if you're looking at the live cam, maybe you'll see me. Where's the car that just passed? Oh, this is me right here.
Oh, so that's me on the live cam filming this little piece. So you can see, here's that sign in the background. Wait. And it's this sign. So I was walking right here. And this is what I recognized. We were in a piano bar right over here. And I was looking out the window and I saw this sign. I was like, wait, that's the one from the live cam.
So then, oh, this is me right here.
At night, I was dancing in the street right here, and we were taking turns, like shooting a little video
it's right here
of
in
it.
front of Crazy
Crazy Corner. That's what I was trying to think of.
And here's the actual camera back here.
Oh, and there's the camera. And then here's the balcony where the other camera is. And every one of these balconies that I was on felt like it was tilted down. Like it felt like it was just ready to keep tipping forward. And that's without big crowds. If you're out there during Mardi Gras, when all the bead stuff is happening from these overhangs, tons of people on every balcony, it just seems like they're all structurally unfit. It was cold. See this guy with his hood on? That's what I just said. I was like, it's cold. They still have the fans on up here, making it even worse.
This is where my friends stayed the other night, the Haunted Hotel. Let's see if reception is good enough to get you close.
Well, then I'm going to put this on the right, and then I'm going to try to put the chat on the left. Thank you, Shannon, for the request. Thank you, Ellie, for finding where it
Can you
is.
see this, or is it too bright?
Oh, alligator. Fried alligator.
I can't tell if you can see that menu or not. Probably too bright.
They had like alligator, calamari. A lot of places had a bunch of similar stuff that they were offering for food. I would get the fried pickles almost everywhere I went.
The food very reasonably priced. The drinks cheap. Yeah, I'm not gonna go down here. I think we'll lose reception. But look how vintage this is. Look at this spot. It's like straight out of an old saloon.
So I just put the full video in the chat. Ellie dropped it in there earlier. If you want to see this whole walking tour, it's right here. Yeah, and if you go to New Orleans, definitely take your own stickers to put everywhere. Everyone else does.
Oh, there's a couple I have to skip.
Yeah, there were some very like adult-oriented stickers on some of those. Look at this. A lot of really old construction. Felt like you were like in the ye old 1700s or something. Oh, this video is in members only. Thank you for saying that. It's probably why I wasn't able to find it. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna take it out of members only for a little bit. I think we got some copyright music. That's why I did it. I just made it public, so if anybody wants to check it out that wasn't able to before, it's public. Just have to remember to switch it back. Jack and Neve are in here. What up, Jack and Neve? Happy Saturday. It's actually it's Sunday here. It's 12:21 in Colorado.
Oh God, we need to go a little bit faster. I'm freezing now. Nope. See. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do the last part of this as fast as I can. My mouth is starting to lock up. I was here the other night at this piano bar. We had a really good time. I usually don't like piano bars.
Oh, this is the piano bar that I was in where we looked across the street. This was it. Thank you, Shannon, for recommending this. Thank you so much, Ellie, for finding the exact spot. So this is what I was saying before. I was in this piano bar, Ticklers, and I was looking out of this window right over here. And I was like, wait, that sign looks so familiar. And then I put it together. I was like, oh, that's the live cam that we're always watching. And then this is, I guess, a live cam in Queenstown. This is for Jack and Neve. It says it's 50 degrees, 6:22 p.m. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. Lindsay's in here. What up, Lindsay? Thank you for hanging out. Cheryl, what up? Julie, Crystal. Oh, T-minus 22 minutes to liftoff. Let me see if I can find that too. This says it's live. Beautiful. Which shuttle is lifting off in T-minus 22? Is it SpaceX? That's another thing. There are a lot of things I miss about California. The launches, I miss that a lot. That was so fun, just like going out and checking that out on the pier. It was always nerve-wracking though, because I was always afraid I was gonna miss something. I don't know if this is it. Hold on. Driven Fortitude is in here. What up, Driven? I haven't seen you in a minute either. How's it going?
In the setting of microgravity and in space. So this is the workflow. Like I said, we'll take a small sample of folks.
Oh, this is what they're going to be doing on the mission. Here it is, 20 minutes.
Already done in our laboratories, and we'll be sending a sample of these IPSC colonies to the International Space Station, during which time they'll be thawed out in space by the astronauts, and then seeded and produced into both brain organoids, approximations of
Here's the
neural
countdown
brain
right here.
tissue that you can make from these pluripotent stem cells, and also beating heart organoids, which you can see visibly contract on the bottom of your screen there. So after those organoids are produced, after a period of about 1 month, they'll be returned back to our laboratory here at Cedars-Sinai. We'll be able to do further genetic and imaging analyses on these organoids. And the thought is that, again, we'll be able to make these better in space. These three-dimensional spherical tissues perhaps would have blood vessels inside of them. Their structure and shape would be altered by the presence of microgravity. And if we can demonstrate better in-space manufacturing of these organoids, I think that really opens up a downstream ecosystem for their clinical and translational applications.
So hopefully the link that I just put in is the right
And again,
one.
thanks to Arun Sharma for the insight into this experiment. As you're seeing also on your screen, the so-called big vent is now underway at the pad as SpaceX is thermally conditioning the feed lines.
Yep, so I did make this video
second stage
public
liquid oxygen load.
if anybody wants to check this out. It's the walking tour that I did in New Orleans almost a year ago. Maybe it was a year ago. I'm not sure. Ellie found it in my members only section. When we were walking by all the bars, there were a lot of copywritten music tracks playing, and that's why I think I made it members only. Whenever they're like when we're driving through the bars in downtown Denver, even if I'm on Pearl Street and we walk by some restaurant or something that's playing music, we'll get a copyright strike, and then as soon as the stream ends, it'll tell me this video is restricted in all of these different territories. Then if I make it members only, the people that own the rights to that music, they can't look at what the video content was unless they become a member. My membership is only 99 cents. It's the lowest that it can even be, that they won't let you set it lower than that. I still don't think they're willing to pay that 99 cents to see what it actually was. I think they just don't want to mess with it. So this looks like it's 22 minutes away. I need to get some sleep. I'm getting ready to go be in a pickleball tournament tomorrow. Hold on, let me minimize these. See if this works. Oh, yes, this is cool. So here's the link right here if anybody wants to check it out. The New Orleans walking tour. Thank you to everybody that hung out with us last night. Last night was a fun little drive that we went on. We were in the Jeep last night. I don't know how many Jeep field trips we have left in it. To everybody that hung out with us last night and even last weekend. Last weekend was the one that I did Friday night on the e-bike. That was a crazy weekend. Rewatch that if you haven't seen it. Last night's little driving tour was cool. I won't make you watch the first two because we had a lot of buffering on the first part 1 and part 2. But then the whole night changed as soon as I got to A&W Root Beer, and we discovered that they had cheese curds. So it was a really good night. Waves of the World, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Definitely check out Waves of the World. He's on 24/7. And to everybody else that hung out with us this weekend, thank you so much. I'll be back soon. I'll let you know how I did in this pickleball tournament. And I hope you have a great Sunday. Hope you have a great week. I'll see you soon. Mwah. Good night.